us, they soaked in the blood, their hands join in the mud. The ember gently glowed, the spark took to their clothes. The flames kept on rising higher. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire. Tighter than before, they still want something more. The heat dries out the skin as their patience grows thinner, thinner than before, as they want even more, as they share in this fire. They stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. They dance with devotion. They stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. They dance with devotion. Stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. Dance with devotion. Stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. Dance with devotion.
And we're live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ETF2L Autumn 2023 Sixers season. This is the Div 2 quarterfinal between Tank and Pint Gaming. Tank coming in first seed of 2B and Pint Gaming fourth from 2A. And we are shooting straight into this mid. What's happening, Ben?
Yeah, it's a great start for the reside of Tank, losing their demo man early on, as looks like the counterclockwise rotation coming in from Pint as they're sweeping their way around, getting it into black as well, and taking it very, very comfortably with 2 picks and even a third. The bed going down as well, rushes in, getting that kill onto Philly, and that might make them go even further forward. And Birch is still safe as housed in the choke, and what a mid this has been from Pint, the lower seeds.
Yeah, they were clutching, trying to get Eden out of that fight there, but just got caught up and he suffered that 17-second spawn wave. That is pretty brutal for Tank on their defense now. Of course, Pint Gaming 100% advantage, rolling into this lobby, waiting to go into this last and disassemble any attempt at fortitude that Tank may put up.
Yeah, they've currently got a sniper and an engineer. We've got a gun on a potentially not the spot you always see on top of those crates, just outside that right spawn shutter. Not normally one you'd see coming in, but the Uber charge going to be coming in from Dungeon. Going to be looking to deal with that straight away, flying up with Demoman and Scout. Gun stayed alive for quite some time actually. Gets taken down eventually by Spyro, but the Uber charge not quite achieving too much else as the blue spawns rotate around to the left-hand side, still keeping players alive until Vanu's gone down, but they're still pressuring the point, and the longer this fight goes on, the harder and harder it's going to be for Pint. They're beginning to pressure the point now. 2 scouts running into block, and they're just about going to manage it long enough as the rest of the fight comes through. Pint step on the point eventually, made a bit of a meal of it, but got through in the end, so 1-0 very quickly.
Yeah, they didn't overstep their mark. You could see that it was very intentional, that last push there, and then that final bomb from Fnutek just sealed the deal, killed all those remaining players from tanking. Yeah, made it pretty easy business, but of course we're into another round, but that one was pretty rapid. Only 2 minutes into this fixture thus far, and we're going to see a war of attrition between these two demo men.
Yeah, Gunner's taken a lot of damage early again. We saw him get picked off very quickly last time, and yeah, gets arrow up, just had to slow down for a second, but it's Spiral on the other side, the Doman to fall, and now that's going to force all the Pint team out of Cafe, but Lander's jumping in, trying to get something, but not quite going to get anything. Gets a lot of damage, but no kills coming through, but the pressure is there, and the retreat is on, and Pint all the way back out second.
Yeah, they managed to keep their medic alive this time as well, so looking to just charge forward, make their way in through this choke, try and get onto this second point. It looks like Pint Gaming are not keen to contest that whatsoever, just want to keep themselves alive, get their defenses up and running, and see what Tank want to do as their next move.
Yeah, we're seeing a engineer getting a gun up already, but it's getting spammed down actually. Really nice pressure coming in. We've got Natty and Vanu sat on the flank as well by the cargo crates, getting ready to maybe press in, try and get something in onto Birchub, potentially onto the point. We'll see what they're able to get. No, they're just going to slow down, rotate around, just get these soldiers in, see if they're going to go for any kind of jump, but the gun's back up to level 2, so yeah, getting spammed down okay, getting a lot of space for free actually here at Tankers. They're starting to press the point, bombs coming in, doing a lot of damage, and yeah, that might be forcing a bit of a retreat, but it's really edgy stuff here for Pint.
Yeah, Spiral on 1 HP as well. They're really trying to shoehorn their way in here, Tank, and you do see the Ubers being exchanged now. It's 6 versus 4, no spawners anytime soon, so they're just looking to pressure this point, kill anyone that gets anywhere near, and that turns out to be nobody. And it's 1-1. This is a rapid game, not even 4 minutes in, we're seeing a 1-1.
Yeah, it was really weird that last push, because obviously it's even Ubers, they just sort of barged their way in and just took it really, really slowly, just pressed and took the gun down, spammed down, and they couldn't be touched. They were just that death ball rolling in from their respective left-hand side, and yeah, getting Spiral in the Uber trade really, really helped them out. As yeah, 4 minutes in, and we're already at 1-1. What a lightning fast start to this game it's been.
Yeah, absolutely. They're being brazen as a bull, and it seemed to pay off for them at that time around. A huge bomb there from Vanu, getting a lot of damage on these Pint players. It looks like they're going to have to back up pretty early here. Really want to keep Birchie alive, because that really can be your undoing on maps like this. And one player down, they've cut their losses. They know that they weren't getting any decent pos, but the drama of the round is Phil, Eden, Mr. Warman has timed out.
Yeah, this is actually delay zero, right? Because like this pause hasn't happened like in the past. This pause has happened now, and that I believe is the medic that has gone. So absolutely not ideal for the side of Tank, right? If you win the mid, you start getting yourself set up, you're thinking, right, what we're going to do going into second, and then you're going to pick up as well with the momentum, and yeah, your med DCing is really, really not what you're looking for. So that's quite unfortunate from Tank, but again, these last 2 mid fights, they've looked a lot stronger. Yeah,
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, I mean, it appears that at least at the apex of these mid fights, neither teams hit clean one mid and go ball the wall. Whoever gets to the high ground first and gets that initial spam going seems to win. You know, it's a playoff game. These guys have got everything on the line here, and of course, you've got Pint Gaming coming in here as the 4th seed in their respective group, and they're looking to play it pretty safely, and they do not want to lose their medic at any point. And of course, an enemy team that make timing out is not something to be sniffed at.
Oh, apparently my mic is dying.
It's on my end.
On your end, okay. Fire the producer, get those Tito's in chat.
Go watch Tum Tum, guys.
We've got the Wasps invading Antimation's house once again, as you had a unpause and repause. That was
letting the player send client info and get in, I presume.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to
Okay.
see. Yep. There we go. Philly's back in. Game resumes. But
Of
yeah, it's
course,
awkward,
they
right?
do lose the sort of equal Uber situation, but they are still a man down Pint Gaming, so it gives Tank a little bit of time just to get into position, get a little bit of high ground and try and force them out. But the bomb coming in from Fnutek through choke into that cafe area does sway away a couple of the Tank players, and they're just looking to play it nice and slowly, get their players recoup. And of course, Eden really needs to stay alive to try and minimise his 50% disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like Pint aren't really respecting at all, walking straight in through the valley, going to try and get as much ground as they can without having to use his traps in the bell tower. Going to catch one. As going to get that destination onto Rotisha, but Soldiers trading 1 for 1, and Uber charge not being used means that at least Tank are able to back out and stabilise out even Ubers, as Philly's just about to be getting soon, and 1 soldier down each means he's going to slow down slightly. For perhaps the first time this game, to be honest, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse losing your medic in that scenario, so only losing 1 point for it, really not the end of the world there for Tank.
No, and it looks like Vanu's going to get back into the fray just in time. So it's just going to be a bit of waiting. These teams trying to feel each other out. It's still the early stages of the game in spite of the scoreline, so just trying to see what vulnerabilities that they can exploit, but I can imagine the ball very much in Pint Gaming's court.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously interesting to see what they're deciding to go for. They've got 2 very jump mechanical soldiers on their side in Fnutek and Rotisha, so there's obviously plenty of crazy sacks you can do through here. You can sort of send 1, 2, you can send fakes, and Fnutek deciding to go straight in for a fake, landing up on the point. Second soldier bombing, coming flying in, getting 1 rocket onto Philly, but not too much damage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there, but of course losing just 1 soldier is a little bit of damage control, so you can just expect a counter-sack with Fnutek going down in Cafe. With these players so close as well, this could expose a real vulnerability of Pint Gaming. They have to pop their Uber charge. It's just a single on to Spyro, and they are going to run for the hills. But Tank are hot in their pursuit. They are in and on them on Valley, trying to get whoever they can, but very diligently Birchie manages to slip out.
Rush is in on behind, going to go for the medic. Oh, going to get 1 nice rocket onto Philly, but not quite going to land the second one. Yeah, like you say, it was they lose 1 soldier on that sack attempt. That's fine, but losing the second, and you're suddenly in a pretty rough scenario with no splash landing those choke points, getting that really early Uber charge force onto Spyro and having to retreat all the way out. And Pint now finding themselves back at their own last point. And no, last time, it didn't even need the Uber charge really to get him a lander speed.
Oh, that stings. No rockets. 3 splashes. I've been there a million times, but usually it's 8 rockets in a row I miss.
Yeah, well, I guess that's going to slow things down a little bit for Pint, right? Because the last time we saw Tank just sort of barge their way in, and even Ubers were able to just make it work regardless. But now we're going to see Uber chargers getting their way up. Second sack coming in from Vanu, getting another rocket onto Birchie, who's able to surf upwards and just about dodge the last rocket from Vanu. Really living on the edge, aren't they, Pint?
Absolutely, and it looks like they want to live even more on the edge as they have deployed. They're just spy checking. Okay, I saw they were going with the sniper before. I thought they were going to deploy a different pick class then, but it looks like they're just trying to feel them out. They're allowing that player to spawn. They're allowing them to take lobby, and they're just going to keep fortifying their defenses.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, once you got a gun up, sort of watching that whole left side of the point, like why not go for a bit of an off class, sort of have a check around. There's no rush at all. You're not really in too much fear of getting bullied. And I say that, but never mind. The force comes through. Lander just walks in. There's none of the pressure coming in from his left hand side for Pint. Just able to waddle in, get those 2 important rockets off, get the force out of Birchie, and now this turns the game all on its head as Tank now massive advantage to work with, and surely odds on to take this given how their last push went.
Yeah, losing that holding player to an off class is definitely a risk, and definitely did not pay off for Pint this time. They're now at a 70% disadvantage, and Tank are just looking to slowly edge their way in. They've got time. They've got about 20 seconds to try and poke a vulnerability in this defense, and it looks like they want to go hard and fast out of this left hand side here. They're trying to eliminate a gun as soon as possible. The sticky's off a point. They're ready to start playing it. So many players in spawn from Pint Gaming, and they're just not able to get there in time.
They're absolutely free, right? Nasty Nuke is like, it's Ubered, and he's just sat on the point. He's like, well, why am I Ubered? Like, I'll just cap. And just, Philly just takes the Uber off, and he's just, yeah, I'll just sit here and cap. Like, that's fine. There's again, full disadvantage. There's not a great deal that Pint can do there, really. They're obviously really on the bad side of things there. But that's 2-1. We've still got 20 minutes left in this game, so plenty of time to fight back in. But they've really not had a great run of things after that first 2-minute flurry that they had. And this time, they're going to be going for the same mids that worked first time, rotating out to his right-hand side, but not able to get much early spam. And they're really on the receiving end, actually, as they've got bombs coming in. Now, Roach are going for the big air shot onto Philly. Going to get him low. Gets taken down eventually. Nice final rocket coming in from Roach. They're going to lose everyone else by the looks of things. Birchie getting pressured as well. Going to be going down, and that is the end of that. Pint get absolutely massacred in the kill corner.
Yeah, it looks like in the early stages of these mids, players like Vanu and Lander are able to get really, really good spam damage onto Pint Gaming, and it's just putting them in really good stead for the rest of the mid. And it's meaning that there's really no instance where Pint Gaming can get on any high ground or try and make a bomb of their own, and it's just getting them really stuck in the mud, and that's when they lose their medic and these mids start slipping.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, they managed to get that one soldier in, but yeah, the rest of the combo just sort of crumbled around itself, and yeah, getting caught opposite side of mid when you're down players. Like, dying is probably the best option. Better than having like too many people caught behind, and you could be in instant danger. But they're gonna have to give up second as well. And yeah, I've really not been convinced by Pint's last hold so far, and Hank have just managed to not even spend that long just sort of bursting in, getting forces, getting picks, and yeah, I'll see if this is going to be the same again. Black's gone down. That might have been a sacrifice for off class. I'm assuming that's the case.
With a 30% disadvantage, though, that's a bit hairy. Maybe they just had a slip of the mind and didn't quite realise. But we'll have to see. Yep, and as predicted, they are indeed pulling up a sniper. I can imagine trying to exploit this right-hand side. But of course, Andy from Pint Gaming himself is also sniping, so we could be seeing a bit of a second scope in action.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to say, like, it's I'm a sniper sort of the go-to, of course, for a lot of maps in the pool, but I feel like on Sunshine it's kind of one of the harder ones to get anything done with. It's lots of tight choke points to peek through, especially if the med's sat where Birchie is now, like really, really tight against the back wall. Like, you can't really go for too many kind of like hero shots. It's kind of like you're sort of going to fly into a corner and go for it, but you're probably not going to get onto the medic. You're looking at other picks. Yeah, sniper v sniper is possible. Maybe actually a glimpse of a demo man if you're lucky, but it's going to be hard work for Black to find his way in.
Yeah, you raised an excellent point there. This map, more than many others, you can literally just spam infinitum on both sides of this one, and of course that under is really not too handy unless your medic doesn't actually know how to stand and where to stand. So it makes their job slightly more challenging. But it looks like they're giving it a good go. But losing Highlander and still being stuck with that sniper is a bit tricky. But he manages to kill Andy Dude, so he's neutralized himself at the very least.
Donna's got lots of space, right? With the rotations going around, Andy's gone down, and yeah, the two soldiers from Pint side rotated around to the right, which meant there was a momentary lapse there where Gunnar was able to walk in, get a couple of stickies off, but the gun is in such a powerful spot, you can't peek that deep. You get to about where the barrels are, and it's like you're just getting absolutely destroyed by the gun, and there's soldiers jumping back in as well. So yeah, Pint have really sort of, in these last couple of minutes, they've really found their footing, which is something that we cannot be said for the last holds they've got into.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're being very deliberate with what they want to do here. They're slowing down the pace of the game. A bit too early, in my opinion. You know, they've got that round advantage as well. They can afford to be brazen. They've been winning these fights. They've been coming in nice and slowly and sort of wearing them away. But you know, let's just hope they're going to try and pull something out of the bag to make this a bit more interesting.
Yeah, well, we've I guess they've been kind of shutting the door, and they've lost a couple of picks in previous attempts. But this time they're actually going to find one pick, so this could be the cue to perhaps make something work. One less soldier to be spamming at doorways. Oh, never mind. That's a nice headshot from Mandy Dude. Able to land onto Lander, and yeah, neutralised out completely. No more pressure over on Tank side. But for a moment there was a real chance for them to start sort of bursting in and pressuring in.
I mean, this is a problem you get where you've got a sniper on both teams and they get a pick, and you know you still try to push in with a sniper. So in my opinion, you're still looking at a 5 versus 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because Andy can always just swap off, fly out as a heavy or something as well. Like, Black doesn't have that luxury on the attacking side.
It needs to be a very high value pick, or you need to be knocking off more than one person, or hope to catch someone out in the sort of fray of it. But at this level of the game, those sorts of silly mistakes are a lot less likely.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, Black's peeking in, just decided to go back, run out, and give it up as Lander was taken out, I believe, by Andy again over on that side. And actually, Andy and Fnutek deciding to walk a little bit more aggressive into the lobby, maybe pushing the boat slightly, getting ready in front of the shutter to see if they can catch anyone. Lander going to peek into the shutter, able to get the space, and jump coming in from Varna, who's going to clear it out. So just temporary. Not too much gains there from Pint, but nothing lost either. Just worth a go. like that, potentially you catch someone overstepping, but nope. Perfectly
I mean,
placed.
we're gunning towards a round reset here. We've got a minute left on the round clock. We've got Andy Do trying to do whatever he can on this bar. He's reflected an awful lot of projectiles here, and a fair few weak players from Tank. And it looks like really come to this. So they have to sort of go for a risk-free push here, sort of in the last 30 seconds, and hope for a round reset if it all falls.
Yeah, of course, and it's losing Gunner there to the Pyro as well. Like now, Andy decided, you know what, Sniper's not getting enough done, not
Lander's
denying
going
enough,
in for a
so...
sack. Oh no, this is just an opening for the Uber. They're in. They managed to lose one pretty early. The gun's still very much up, and a late Uber pop there from Pint Gaming. This is potentially disastrous here for Tank, and they are just going to have to try and edge their way in even still, but it's looking pretty unlikely with the positioning of these players.
Yeah, Tensing as that they're getting absolutely jumped, and Roger and Flutic landing and getting a huge amount of damage, and only 2 players left alive. And yeah, Roger is even going to try and get cap time. Roger's getting cap time on second, deciding to play this. I guess this is a potentially not what you always see, right? You see, even when teams win with a lot of players left, as long as the Ubers are even, they won't necessarily push out and go for it. But Roger's actually going for it. Wants to decide, you know what, we'd rather have a stable situation on second than another mid fight, because yeah, these last 3 mid fights have gone really, really in the way of Tank. So yeah, I've got to respect that from Roach. They're keeping the round alive and, you know, getting a stable situation when there's obviously the chance they can just get rolled off mid like they have previously.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't say it any better myself, but just going to see both these teams now just trying to find edge into each other. There's a lot of this when you get to this level, a lot of feeling each other out. I did have a quick look at the past logs, and it doesn't look like these teams have encountered each other too much during the season. They've been avoiding each other. They knew this fixture were coming. They didn't want to let any intel slip whatsoever, but it looks to be Tank want to be the ones to try and initiate here, as you would expect, and just getting their players healed up, seeing where the positioning of these Pint Gaming players are, and just seeing where they can have a poke in.
Yeah, well, Vanu's poked in and has found the wrong end of the stick as Andy and Fnatic are there. Yeah, reliable flank of Pint coming in, able to deal with the bombs easily. Fnatic getting sent back to where he came from in the valley, getting completely denied on that jump. Going to stay alive though, able to come back and heal up again. But Spawner's going to be coming in now over on Tank's side. So the opportunity's gone. It looks like Pint just tends to retreat off, get back into their standard positions. As again, it's like those ones where a pick goes through and you have like maybe 5-10 seconds to look for something, and it's like if you don't get anything, no, straight back out, back to where we were, and back to normal viewing.
Absolutely, this is a sight we all get very used to when it comes to Sunshine, particularly in these playoff games. But again, it looks like Tank are not contented with just sitting around scratching their asses, so just trying to get a little bit of spam, and we get Lander going in, does get picked off by the trap, gets a small amount of damage across the board, but obviously not enough to follow up on. So these players from Tank going to have to recede and just get healed up again, take a bit of high ground position, and anticipate a bit of a counter attack from Pint, and it's going to come in the form of the Soldier. Fnatic does manage to get the force out to Eden. That is really, really influential here. Equal players and a full advantage from Virgie. They're going to look to clutch onto that with their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Vanu has gone behind, taking a fight with Andy Dude in the lobby, but it looks like a fair few of the Pint players have gone back to try and deal with this, as they have treated back. Black actually going to be taken down as well, so 2 flank players also going down now over on the side of Tank. Looks like.
Oh yes, that was a good flank from Lander there. They lose this advantage, and then they're just trying to slow down Pint Gaming however they can, and Vanu and Lander, between the two of them, probably bought them about sort of 20-30 seconds, which is really, really important for getting these forwards up onto this second and trying to slow down Pint Gaming.
Yeah, they are going to get all of their forwards up. Lander's going to be stuck in the on the heavy weapons man in the spawn, but Ubercharge used out on the way in. They really want to just go for this. There's not a great deal of advantage left. Philly's only at 70%, but this Ubercharge has honestly just got Vanu, and I believe that is it. So I guess he's got them safely into second, but Philly's going to have Uber soon, so I don't want to go for something particularly risky. They can start looking at a push out with Uber advantage, but even still, it's risky, right? Coming out of last, even with ad, it's not necessarily favourable.
No, absolutely. They'd really need to try and start something when this cap started. And they're making it very, very hard for themselves. They need to just force a player onto that cap and risk him dying, but their medic is just stuck at the bottom of these stairs. So if there was any resistance from Pint Gaming, it could have spelled danger, but they respected the advantage just about enough for Tank to make their way out.
Yep, and now they've actually got some residual advantage coming in. They're still at about 20% ad, going to start walking their way through the choke with a flank of Pint is going absolutely huge. Music and Andy dealing with one of the soldiers, Varney in as well, who's weak, but nope, they get taken down as the Ubercharge flies in through the choke. Gunner's got in very, very deep on this Ubercharge. He's taken down, and Birch has had to use as well. There's a longer Ubercharge coming out from Pint, but they had to use so deep all the way back in their own choke that actually not many players are going to go down as a result of either. Even Nasty Newt getting caught in there as well is going to play into Pint's favour. And Varney looks like he's either getting the door closed in from behind as well by Rochester. Nope, never mind. Intelligent decision, running back around choke side, and might be getting out with his life, but might not be getting out with the second point though, as Pint might be looking to sweep that through.
Yeah, it's looking to be pretty level pickings at the minute, and these players just trying to make their way, and of course a player down on last is just spawning, so sort of removes a bit of opportunity for an off class. They're running with the heavy and the sniper though, just trying to slow them down, try and stop them from rushing in, but of course both teams wanting to get this Ubercharge up.
Yep, and we've said the praises, apart from the last long stalemate, it was the praises of Tank sort of in that first 10 minutes, finding their way in these potentially stalemate-ridden positions, but getting the forces and getting the picks. But this time it's on Pint, sorry, trying to work their way in. Andy's gone down again, would be for an off-class. They managed to trade out 1-for-1 at least, so that's something over the Pint side. See what Andy comes up with. Maybe going to have a sniper, a spy, anything funny. We saw Andy on sniper before. We know he's happy with. Oh, we have a spy. Very exciting.
This is what all of the people wanted to see. They want to see two teams stalemating, and they want to see a player that they can't see, just sort of moping about.
The security camera is up, and has my HUD broken, or is Lander on spy as well? Lander was.
He was spy checking, I think.
Yeah, Landers on my HUD has a minigun, but he's on soldier and has the cloak and dagger charge at 100%. So I don't know what to trust, honestly.
It's the heavy update. It's finally here. This is a hybrid.
Heavy with rocket launcher and invisible watch. Let's go.
Yeah, they are so aware of this spy. Andy Dude is trying his best sort of pussyfoot around these tank players, but they are very, very aware, and Natty Newt now switching to Pyro. Makes it slightly challenging. The best he can hope for is potentially to pick off Varnu on this flank side, or just sort of feed information. Just sit back and just call everyone's help, hope for the best.
Yeah, it's the worst thing that when you go and spy and you sort of walk in and you sort of get into your position and then you see that the enemy team has pulled up a Pyro. Oh,
that was excellent. They sapped the gun, and then Flutek managed to bomb in, got 2 rockets off on Phil. But it wasn't quite enough. Phil went down to like 20 HP, but he knew all of those rockets had been expelled. So, a pretty easy decision not to press that mouse 2 button. No other players coming in. So, Pint Gaming just going to chill on second. They know that Tank aren't able to do an awful lot at this stage. So, just quite happy to sit pretty on that second point.
Yeah, Andy thinking about going back in again. Going to be getting caught out, but somehow gets out alive. I don't know quite how that has been allowed to happen. Andy just able to get out, run to the hills, and escape with his life. And yeah, the off-classes are still there. We've also got to mention that Varnu has managed to build up a full conch charge as well. I guess it's probably, like we say with all the soldier spam angles, it's not exactly a hard map to sort of get your conch charges up to sort of spam through the choke points, and you will just land damage for free.
Yeah, especially when you're sitting around as much as you are sitting around
yeah.
here. These players are peaking, taking 48 damage, and they are running back to that medic like there's no tomorrow. But of course, got to be very aware of this cap timer as well. It's ticking down to 2 minutes again, and we could be seeing a reset if they don't make haste soon enough, because these sort of meandering into lobby and slowly peaking into last is taking a pretty substantial amount of time.
Not going to happen. Yeah, Andy on the invisible watch this time, not on the cloak and dagger.
I mean, they still probably knew. Phil calls them out for pressing E, so they knew that they had a spy.
Oh dear.
You can't write things like that.
Yeah, and I also think, just the... And I've never been sold on the Invisi watch in sixes, honestly. Like, I think
it's too much pressure.
There's so much value in just being able to sit there and just like get used to how everyone's sort of moving around, if they're moving around in patterns or anything, and then just sort of decloak at the perfect moment. Yeah, like you said, there's pressure, right? You have to go in, you have to be quick, and yes, it is faster in theory, but like it's so risky. Like you see people getting caught out like that when Andy has to decloak, he's got no cloak left, but he just has to run into a Pyro's face. So.
And again, we're seeing it again, the offensive sniper. You know, they've got a minute to try and convert enough frags and push in, but they're going to be pushing with the sniper, regardless of what they want. Like, if you're pulling a sniper out here, the player you want is the medic, right? So you haven't got time, if you do get that medic, and you lose your sniper, to have that player respawn, roll out, and then actually pull off your push with that advantage. So it's an unusual call, and it hasn't really worked out for them so far, and they've run it on nearly every single last push imaginable.
Oh, this is awkward. Nicely locking the door. There is no access for the rest of this Uber charge. The trade comes in, Spyro
Blimey.
taken down as well, and yeah, this is looking like round reset o'clock. Unless Pint can pull out something magical as they're jumping players through the choke, flying their way in, trying to really get onto this point. There's a heavy to deal with, the soldiers to deal with. They get the medic, which is something, but Black on the heavy is still sat on the point. There's only 2 low HP damage classes left. Birchie, Spyro, last 2 alive, and actually if Birchie gets petted for a little while, oh never mind, that's new, can't quite get to the point in time.
I think important to observe is both of those medics held those Uber charges for over 4 minutes.
That's
There was
outrageous.
on the side of Tank 253 seconds,
Oh,
and on the
right.
side of Pint 250 seconds. That is absurd. Like, again, just do something, guys. Like, you are on their last. The worst thing that can happen is you'll end up on their second. You know, I understand these deliberate pushes, but you've got to be getting bored of it, guys. But we are into our sixth mid. In our fourth round, yeah.
I've lost count, I've absolutely lost count, but what I do know is that Pint have to have some better outcomes than they have in their previous mid-fights, and Lander landing straight in onto the face of Birchie, getting the kill is not the start they were hoping for. As we've got various players behind Varnu going to be able to just about get to the pack in time, as Philly's getting salvaged onto, but this is still getting rather scrappy as there's Soki's low HP, Fnatic's low HP as well. Natanu's hiding out behind the Tetra, is going to try and get onto Spyro, and it's a 2v2, I believe, if my hood is, again, lying to me.
1v2, yeah. They've got just Fnatic against Natty and Varnu, and that's not a fight I would take. I don't get who you are, but Fnatic very sensibly just picks out a nice-looking hiding spot and tries to hope for the best. But, of course, there's an equal Uber situation, so perhaps a needless risk. So it looks like he's going to back up and join the remainder of his team.
Yeah, it's, I guess this is kind of worst case scenario. Well, not quite worst case scenario, of course. He could have just been rolled in the mid, but for Pint now, they're going to have to go for plays out of their own second, and we know how hard it could be going plays into your opponent's second. It's even harder when you're trying to sort of second to mid. There's all the spam angles. You've got to be so careful of back caps, things like that. It's there's a reason why it's the team with space that's usually the one going for the sacks, but Black being taken down early could open up some doors, and actually going to get second kill as a Lander as well. Never mind, Pint relishing the challenge as they start flying their way across mid. Going to get mid for free and might be looking to get even more as well. Roach is in.
Oh, the force.
Ooh, gets the force.
Yeah, I mean, everything is sort of coming crashing down, but they do manage to get the counter pop out of Pint Gaming there, which is really, really crucial because it stops them from rolling with that advantage into their second and subsequently the last. So they're trying to shoehorn their way in, but this is such huge damage from Varnu, and excellent follow-up as well from Natty, and they are just gunning down everyone in sight. It is just Birchie left alive.
Soki gets med though.
He's running for his life. Oh,
Soki
really?
Soki just goes in literally 1v4 and gets medic.
Ooh.
That is huge. I'm not sure how big of a difference it's really going to make, given that Birchie's not going to have any real tangible advantage, right? Like, currently sat on 9% Uber, there's 5% secondary, well, maybe, 25% add or something. It's something.
Oh, they denied medic forward, though. That's almost an extra 10-second buy. There was nobody waiting back for that, for Phil there, so has bought them a little bit of time, but as you say, they are a man down, still losing that player pretty late there.
And there's always pressure on the flank as well. Soki's getting spammed out a lot by Lander. Yeah, going to lose the fight, but Fnatic coming in as well, able to sweep up that last kill as 2 picks for 1, and Tank still staying around, still sticking it out. Varnu might be getting taken and able to use nice movement there, sliding up the stairs because TF2 physics make perfect sense. Is all the way back out onto second, but 1 minute 40 on the clock. This push has to come in quickly, and it has to come in strongly as well, and let's see what they decide to go for. Fnatic just waddling in through choke, seeing what space could be taken for free, and yeah, there's a fair bit can be taken for free, but Tank haven't left. They're still trapped up, there's still players
Uber
hiding. Yeah,
yeah, they're getting forced there. That's really sticky. Like, they've got a player down Tank, but Pint Gaming, the facts are they've got 1 minute 20 to try and convert around to take this to golden cap, and it's looking pretty unlikely here that these teams just going at it. They do manage to get the cap over the line, but at what cost? Is just Andy left, and he is getting swept under the carpet like yesterday's dust.
Yeah, we say at what cost? I think it was at the cost of literally every player on the Pint Gaming side. It was
and the map potentially there.
Yeah, they had to go for it though, right? It's a rough scenario. I think that the big turning point there, the right at the end, was when the force comes out. We saw, I think it was Rocha jumps in and gets that really good force in Cafe with like 3 minutes left. Gets the force, and the push is coming back through mid, and Virgie gets forced on mid, trying to save Spyro. Like at that point, there was only like I think one soldier fighting him. Like there's an argument to say you should just let the demo die and just take the advantage, because it meant there they used on mid, got absolutely nothing with their Uber, and then we're just stuck at even. He was pushing it in a second. Like at least you want to keep some mobility in the position, some fluidity, keep it imbalanced, keep it chaotic, and then you can maybe scrape your round through quickly. But yeah, even Ubers on second, when you start having to just throw people in, it's going to get ugly, and not an ugly end to the first map for tankers. They're flying across the map, even going to just about get onto enemy second as well. Not going to get any more rounds to the ball, but it doesn't matter because they have now gone up in the series 1-0.
I mean, for a first seed versus a fourth seed team, that is not the scoreline I'd expect, and I presume as well that that was I'm under the impression at least that was a pick from Tank as well. From Tank as well, because they beat both of the enemy teams on this map in previous results, and Pint Gaming lost one of their maps on this 1-0 as well, so it's definitely showed as a bit of a weakness for them. But there's plenty of time. Definitely could go to a third map looking at these two teams and how they're playing tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say about like show weakness. One thing I'd maybe worried about on the Pint side is Tank. Like, obviously this is a strong map, and they've won this map twice this season. They've actually only dropped one map all season of Tank in their half of the div, because obviously they were in Div 2B and Pint were in Div 2A. But yeah, like Tank have kind of just stormed through the div. So like I guess that always makes it harder, right, when you're picking maps, right? Is how do you, if you're winning every map, like how do you really have a good idea of what your strongest maps are?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if these teams, as we say, they've only met once before in this entire season with these rosters. So it's a tough one to call, and you can find that teams do over-engineer it a little bit, and they look a little bit too much into it, and they're so focused on numbers they don't think about actual performances and what's actually going on in the team they're actually playing against, and you can get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, well, speaking of looking forward, we're going to have next map is going to be Process, but I'm getting word that you're not going to be joining us for Process.
No, I'm afraid I'm going to have to love and leave. I've stayed for the apex of the game, and now I'm off ski.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Lovely.
We have Animation going to be subbing in momentarily, but yeah, have a
good night, guys.
Rest of your evening, and thank you for coming.
See you later. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, now we have Animation back.
Unfortunately.
In before literally half the viewers leave.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I am no Meer on commentary, but
yeah, that was a good map though, right? That was I don't know. When I saw Pint get that first round within 2 minutes, I was like, okay, we've got a game on our hands. Like, because I was honestly, like Meer was saying, I was worried right at the start. It was going to be a dominant performance from Tank. They've obviously lost one map all season, and that's it. Like they've just been rolling everyone. But no, they made a match. I know mid fights kind of decided the game almost.
Yeah,
Tank were just consistently better on them, but like Pint really did hold their own in some of the more chaotic moments of the game.
The longer the game was going on, the better Pint seemed to look. Even at the start, first round, bit of a shock, and then next 15 minutes, really just Tank taking a lot of control. I know getting 2 rounds, but even in the other situations where they weren't on Pint's last, they just looked very dominating. Their plays all just worked, and even their ability to sort of slow down and mitigate any of the losses, and all of the plays from Pint was just very strong from them.
Yeah, we've had the logs up for a while, right? We didn't really talk about them too much. Like, Natty New only died 4 times.
Yeah, that is insane. Guy used to be Prem, if I remember.
Yeah, he was Prem Medic.
Yeah, definitely showing
2
it.
2 seasons ago? But yeah, like I always say, like when I was like so what he wasn't doing like anything like particularly crazy, like mechanically or anything. He was just sort of playing very intelligently and very cautiously, and yeah, just great game from Natty on the Pocket Scout over on Tank, and I guess going into a map like Pros is your second map, having a scout who's on form is yeah, obviously something nice to have in the back pocket.
Yeah. As Wonder just put in the chat, Birchie only dying 4 times on the side of Pint is also a massive stat, just keeping that medic alive. Very much useful. But we are actually going live into...
We're going live already?
Into the game. People actually remembering what STVs are. People remembering how to ready up. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I am too. It's yeah, I do get the slight concern that they've done the STV delay thing in sort of the wrong way, but it will just be okay. At mid-fight number 1 already in progress, and Hank deciding to rotate around in the counterclockwise direction, and Flutic going to be trying to say no to that, and so is Roche and Flutic combining in to get a huge amount of damage, getting 2 kills, 2 for 2, but one of those being the medic is a big win for Pint, and getting more frags coming in as well as the rest of Tank deciding to just sack themselves in, flying, big pipe landing over on Gunner's side, going to land onto Virtue Spyro, but not quite going to get the kill as it's again Pint. Second map in a row there, off the blocks like a rocket, taking this first mid-fight with full advantage.
Yeah, very nice from Pint there. I've really been liking these sort of long bombs that I think Rochester mainly doing, where they'll seem to go around the whole mid-fight the opposite way, the long way, and then they'll just bomb back into the Tank combo, and it just works so well. I don't think I've seen it not work. Just the timing of this bomb just coinciding so well with Pint and Tank kind of forgetting they exist. Either way, back into last we go. Pint's first attempt on to process new map. And let's see, Demo Man getting a little bit denied, but finally gonna make his way out.
Guns down really quick as well. There's a heavy coming back up on Natty Newton. Some pressure up on the top by Roche, who's going to be jumping off at some moment to try and do some big damage, but the only frag so far went to land from the never mind the heavy gets taken down as a long fight comes through, and point pressure is finally on the card. Roche has still just been up here, just destroying everyone from up top. Really well played. And that soldier just completely locking out that spawn door by himself. And again, yeah, it's with these pushes, you don't have to go crazy. Just make sure you get the important objectives done, get good space, and if you can start pressuring the point as an attacking side, you will eventually get the round through because people will feed themselves into you.
Yeah, really nice from Pint there. Just letting the demo do all the damage, finally getting the sentry, and then just playing from there. And we're going into second mid-fight. A lot of top control by Tank at the moment as Pint managed to rotate round to their crate. But actually wrapped all the way around on this mid-fight. It's going to be difficult for teams to leave now, as we have Pint taking entrance on their opponent's choke. Sophie providing quite a decent amount of space, but this is where we're going to see Tank go for their double bombs. Highlander straight onto the medic, lands one rocket, but Birchie dodging away very well. Actually going to survive.
And Philly gets caught as well. Bombs coming in. Flutek, who's been sort of lurking around the edge of this mid-fight the whole time on low HP, eventually comes in late and gets the kill that is going to turn this on its head. Gunner down to 4 HP, going to maybe go in for the pack. Nope, not allowed to happen. Soki getting the 4th kill of the mid-fight on that scout. So huge work from Soki on that mid, but Flutek getting the one that's going to be remembered. As and Andy the Dude's actually getting rewarded with a hat drop as well. The Honcho's headgear coming up. So that's the reward for a nice mid-fight win. Going in from Pint as they're barging their way in now onto second, and again another repeat of the previous. Right, they've won the mid. They've got a massive advantage to boot, and yep, straight in and hoping to repeat the same again. Tank, see if they've changed their setup at all from last time. Looks like we're still on a sniper and an engineer in roughly the same positions, but always hard on these desert holds.
I really like this Natty Newt angle here, especially with the soldier there getting protection. Rochshot bombing in, but ends up just trading.
Billy's going to have.
Yeah.
He's just too slow. Billy's on 90%. The Ubercharge is going to come back in if they don't catch the
They've
point.
got so much point presence, though. Uber comes out, bit of a force, and if they can survive, it's slight advantage, but no. Birchie running for the hills at the moment does get to choke. Wolf Tank actually push out from this. They are down numbers, but they've got a lot of presence on second. Mr. Naughty Name will get took down.
That's Natty Name, not Naughty Name. Andy's someone else, aren't you? Andy's deciding just to running straight through to Vanu, getting isolated out in one, gets a really nice arrow there in from Philly, and yeah, they're just going to collapse from the point, try and make this captain come through, but really nice defense. Natty New getting 2 huge frags. Birch going to be taken down as well from Vanu coming up through the lobby, and yeah, they're going to be all about these sacks coming through now, see if they can get onto anything. Nope. Huge and Spyro do not get anything, and Tank weather the storm. Strong armor on this tank, and yeah, it got scrappy, but Natty New, yeah, getting all the important kills in that scrappy point fight, and yeah, really nice hold.
Yeah, Tank really seeming to rush that last push. You're 1-0 up, it's 20-something minutes. You can just kind of sit back, whittle some time away. You don't need to rush it in, especially in such a crooked advantage that they took there. And now it's Tank looking to make some space for Newtek. Going in, gets nice 96 damage. Rocket onto the medic, but can't quite convert. We've actually got the sentry tech on the forward spawn. Getting took down, but this is Blues Uber walking through. Sentry gun only level 1. Stickies on point have been took off. Now we've got Black running upper at the moment onto the whole enemy team. He's going to take down Soki. Big damage onto the demo, onto the soldier at the moment, and this looks advantage Tank.
Yeah, it's about when this Uber charging come up in 10 Birch, 91%, hasn't had anyone to beam and get taken down before the beam target can come through, all down to Andy Dude with all the tasks against the world. Actually has a good go at it, to be fair. But,
I have to say, during this game, I've seen Andy Dude in 2v1s constantly, and I've seen him go at least 1-for-1 pretty much every single time, and then some.
Yeah, Andy's really been looking good this game, but I've got to say, Pint there, like, they got coast to coast in a position where they really ought to have not been, shall we say. His really didn't go too great, and Gona actually, he's been going forward very aggressive alone in these mid-fights, trying to trap up on the crate, goes for it again, and he's caught out. Nice change of pace coming in from Pint, sending bombs straight in onto his head. They know his tendencies, and they're going to get that pick, getting onto Vanu as well. So everyone's just retreat. As the rest of the side of Tank looks like a high bump coming in, landing onto the choke. Actually going to get onto Birchie. Landed it perfectly on the choke. In the skybox, straight down onto him. Gets the frag, and actually Fanutic starting onto Philly as well as the meds trade out on both sides. What on earth are we watching?
Seems like we've sort of rotated. Now Pint now winning every mid, coming back from not having the greatest mids on Sunshine. And Tank getting some really nice plays, but really nice from Fanutic there to get the mid trade. And now all even on midpoint, I guess. But without a demo, there is going to be a little bit of leverage. You can have a look to go through IT, but at the moment it's all covered off.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone currently just stabilizing out. I guess the picks going the favour of Tank in their previous exchange, and also the fact that they got the med first has meant they've been able to get themselves a bit more space, and actually going to get themselves a pick of the Fanutic as well, which is going to open up even more avenues. Roach just having to move around onto the flank to cover up that spot. Might be getting caught out on the retreat as well. Nesanu going in, gets that frag as well. Both soldiers now down for the red side of Pint as they're having to back out all the way onto their last point. Going to be getting spawns. Oh, Spyro's down as well. Caught in the same spawn wave, so now it's temporary 6v4. Uber charges are up, but can they get this force onto Birchie with point presence? Bomb coming in, getting one nice rocket, more pressure onto Birchie.
Birchie's so low, just manages to get into spawn at 26 HP, and it's still not over yet. Black trying to get onto the medic, won't quite do it, but there are soldiers everywhere. Rochester managing to come back, getting a nice 2k, and it looks like this was Tank's mistake. Going all out for low medic, and they're getting punished, losing three spawners here, getting forced all the way back onto mid.
Yeah, I can just imagine what the comms were like there, right? Oh my god, I've hit the med like 120, and then everyone's like, I don't know, the primal instincts in their brain engage. Med, 30 HP, let's go, and everyone just flies in. It obviously more coordination than that.
Vanu with the Hitman's Heat Maker, you don't see that in comp quite a bit, gets one headshot, and all of Pint Except Soki and Birchie are dead, and it's a 2v6. Although
Andy just jump into the post by accident on last. That was a potentially awkward scenario. As gets caught out eventually. Gonner's weak as well in lobby. Just about gets out 6 HP, taking a nice arrow. As Andy going to get onto Varney with the Hitman's Heatmaker. Not quite going to land that shot on the Scouts. But yeah, I've never ever seen a Hitman's Heatmaker in comp before. Maybe Mum was playing like MVM before and I forgot to swap. But I just
overweight tank looking to go in. Gonner with the big bomb onto the combo. Look how much damage he's done trying to search for that final drop pipe there, but can't quite get it. And apparently we have beat booped again, which is always fun.
we beat booped.
We are beat booping.
What do you mean by beat booping?
We turn into robot. I don't know. I need to reset my computer after this. I think something must be loose or something. Yeah, it
Wasps.
looked like that was a demo sack, which you really don't see that often.
Yeah, Gonner's been going so aggressive there. We saw some of those Uber trades before. Like, he's just not afraid to just sort of jump, like, just double stick. You just jump a mile behind the enemy team and just go for it. And yeah, goes in very aggressive there. And the thing is, right, I know it's a demo sack usually too often, but like it's cost them nothing, right? They're still sat on last.
Exactly.
Okay, now I know they've lost 2 picks, but like at the moment of the demo sack, it was really risk free, right? As long as he's the only one that dies, they're not going to push on one demo pick out last, really. Picks are sort of bleeding through over on tank side. They lost both their soldiers, going to lose Natty Newt as well, and having to back out all the way. And second point, getting captured up. Not much of a contest coming through. Soki and Andy still in their off classes as well. So both of those going to be rotating back. And this actually leaves, I'm not sure if they're aware of this, but there's a brief moment in time where Birchie has no scout cover, but I'm sure they wouldn't be aware of that as Soki's in already. Able to recommit, re-meet, and get ready for this potentially long drawn out fight.
Yeah. In terms of the mic issue, I have no idea what it is. I'll have a look at my computer tomorrow in case I'm needed for like Prem playoffs or something like that. But I'll try and fix it as soon as I can. But if it happens during the cast, I'm very sorry.
Oh, is it me, Robot, again? Thank you, Soft.
No, it's a me thing. Don't worry.
Yeah, it is my mic.
No, it was both of them. Anyway, big sack coming in. Actually, Barney getting the force there. This is a bit disastrous for Pint, as the rest of tank seem to have just scarpered into the wind onto mid.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all the way back, and losing one player for a force is 100% worth it. On tank side now, as they're going to try and waddle in, see how much they're able to get for free. Got Gonner and Natty walking through. Fnatic hiding in a bit of a ratty spot behind the rock. Going to be jumping in, gets one rocket, goes for the second, doesn't quite land the direct, and Philly holds on to the Uber. Still at over 100 health. It was definitely safe, maybe even if that second rocket had directed at that range. And yeah, one soldier down now for this last hold. I would say it's worth it to go for the attempt in case you get the force, but now it's looking very, very dire for Pint as cap time coming through already. Big bombs coming in. Roach are going to try and block for a while, taken down as well. Birchie's down now, so no counter. Uber going to be here at the end of this fight. Varney doing all the damage from the top as well. And this is looking rather good for tank if they're able to just win out a couple more of these fights. Need Varney to heal up a little bit. There's potentially a rush, and they've got 6 seconds until the next couple of spawners come through. But Varney's going to jump in, and actually, they're going to hold on. Pint getting the frags eventually, just hanging on long enough.
Andy Dude just got, I think, a 3k there. Defends his team. He is playing incredibly.
Huge work, and yeah, like honestly, that was so scary, right? They've got players in height. There's cap time coming through. He's lost a medic. Like it's for Pint to cling on to dear life there is very remarkable. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's not the perfect outcome for Pint because yeah, they bought themselves some time, but they're still sat at disard. They're still at 25-30 disard. If tank want to just go for it on instantly, there is a chance that they might catch
jumping in.
Uber and they're going to go for it.
Gets a little bit denied by Sentry Gun, but Gun is down at the moment. But Demo Man forced isolated away into 2. They have a soldier behind. Upstairs, Scout trying to do something, but Uber has been forced out. But where are the players? You need to find all of them. They're all hiding in different places, and this Uber has been completely ineffective at the moment. Gunner taking some damage, will finally go down.
What do you do? 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 What do you Rutger and Fnatic jumping in, doing massive damage behind the point, just catching them with that just split second where the tank combo were running across low ground, able to jump in and do massive, massive damage. That might just keep them in the round. Big air shot as well from Rutger onto Lander. And the pressure keeps on coming. They're going to be 3 forward spawns coming up. I don't think they're going to be getting denied. No, they are not. They've got a sniper as well amongst those. But yeah, it's all those 2 soldiers. We've seen Fnatic and Roach having some great coordination so far this game. And again, coming in clutch and just keeping them in the round.
Pint playing some of the best TF2 I have seen in a while from them. We've been watching a couple of games this season. Sometimes they looked a little bit shaky. Div2 is a bit of a step up. Either way, Tank there, no slouch, jumping straight in, but Gunnar denied 2-shot from the scout, and it's an absolute massacre. Highlander trying to jump in for the salvage, but can't get anything. Vanu jumping in now, trying to get onto Birchie. Just gets it.
Oh, I thought there was going to be even more there. I just saw big numbers on my screen. I saw monstrous numbers on my screen as Vanu and Natty Duke just charge in over the tightest choke point on the map. Just everyone's running through that tiny little doorway. The rockets come in, the scattergun shots come in. That was, I don't know, in my brain that was going to be a 4K or something. That was crazy. And Zach's coming through, going to try and get onto him, going for more rockets. Looks like Lollyfield.
Andy Duke gets him though.
Great coordination there. Roach going high, Andy just sneaking through the bottom of IT, getting onto Philly as well. And this game was really kick-started into life, right? This has been a bit of a slow period, but now real back and forth. 4 players down for Pint, so Tank are going to get mid, and they're going to have some space. Might they have some play-making opportunity, but 50% Adam Birchie and forward spawn denials. What a weird scenario.
Really weird. I think I'm not Div 2, but I would say when you get a situation where your medic has that advantage that just happened twice there, you really want to keep him safe. You really want to put him somewhere, maybe sewers, or maybe keep him literally in the door of forward spawn there to really protect him from bombs. Because if you know your opponents are just gonna full 6-man sack for your medic, you just need to put him in a place where they can't get to him.
Roach wins the 1v1 MG against Vanu over on the second point, but in the meantime, the waddling comes through as everyone on the Pint side just getting themselves set up on mid, 1-for-1 trades. But Ubercharge now going to be coming up from Philly as well as actually going to be bursting straight in through the door, no hesitation at all as nice flashes coming around.
They dropped demo.
Yeah, Spyro getting taken out, not part of the plan whatsoever for Pint, and that might mean there's even more space for aggression for Tank. Ubercharge is fade and everyone's jumping forward, Gunnar coming in, locking down the door on the choke point, and yeah, able to seal this mid point and see if they want to go even further as well. Spyro might be getting denied. Spyro does get denied. Yeah, no demo as well.
Highlander going very far behind, crouching into will get the kill. Onto Soki, pickaxes out onto Fnatic.
This
And
is disastrous.
Pint all the way back to last. 1-1 the score, still very close. Are they going to just sack for medic? Try and have a go onto the point here. Andy Dude doing his best with Beam, trying to stop everyone.
Birchie's down. It doesn't even matter if they don't tap it in, so they are going to. But yeah, just straight in. The soldiers coming straight in through 1 and 2, just pressuring out to the left-hand side. And yeah, Birchie just caught isolated. Lots of players running back into spawn. Yeah, just had to give up so much space for free just to keep people alive. And it's all off the back of that second point. Getting the demo denied, the soldiers of Lander and Vanu getting so much space for free on second, and yeah, I guess if you lose 3 clicks in second at like the cost of none, I believe, it's never going to be well and last. And Tank.
So just straight onto the demo, Vanu. What a shot that was.
That's revenge from last mid, right? When Gunnar was taken down instantly, we've got some pressure coming in.
Andy Dude getting the kill on Nuke.
Well.
Andy's going behind. Andy's straight on medic here. Solemn Vows out. He's making a little bit of a meal of it, but finally.
As well. Oh my word. Black was on Birchie for so long, and there was Soki and Fnatic running around. This is utter carnage. This is honestly one of the most ridiculous games I've seen in a while. We've got 3 things going on at once. We've got a 1v1 between Fnatic and Gunnar just happening in choke. Andy's taking on Philly just on second for some reason, but meantime, Black is just playing Ring Around the Rosie with Birchie at the rock on mid. Like, what on earth is going on? What I do know is that Philly has seen the situation has ended quite dire for Tank and has decided to come up with the Crits Krieg. over on the defending side. The defensive crits Krieg is something we see every now and then with...
Demo goes down though. Gunner on a blind dat jumping away. Gets a sticky trap.
Are they going to go anywhere? They're going to go anywhere without the demo. There's going to be essentially going to take out, going to be taken down quickly by these two scouts. The scout's going to get onto Vanu as well. Might not even need the demo man and running in across, getting a bit of cap time. Frutic and Rocha jumping in, getting massive damage on that spawn shutter. The crits is out, but the crits is too slow. And with 10 minutes left, we re-equalise 2-2 the scoreline. And wow, what a ridiculous chain of events. Getting the demo man pick on Log, we thought it was going to be big, but no, they don't even need the demo man as they run in and seal the deal.
This is a lighter rollout and a harder. Sparrow really not having the most fun on these process rollouts.
You can't get like fast bombed if you just miss the rollout, I guess.
Exactly.
Right? That's the big brain play.
Fanuta gets hit by a fadeaway, and this is so much side pressure from Tank, stealing all of process it seems, and this is just a disaster. Pint really need to get out now. All of the players on Tank still alive. Birchie getting bombed at the moment, will currently be surviving fairly well. Frag's finally starting to turn way of Tank, and it's just Birchie versus the world. That was... These rollouts from the demo are just causing no space, and if your soldier gets denied from doing a fast rollout like he did just then, you've just lost the mid. So...
Yeah, it's really like rock, paper, scissors though, right? Because you don't want to like roll out fast into like a double bomb from the enemy soldiers like we saw Pint do previously under Tank. But yeah, if the mid goes that badly, we're going to complete the free round, and this round will be one of those free ones as everyone on Tank cleanly sweeping the floor with the remaining Pint players. And yeah, off that clean mid conversion, yeah, they took the space so well, and when both teams rotate either side on mid, it really ups the stakes. Like, because it's not just if you lose your disad, it's you lose, you're going to have late spawns, your med potentially just gets caught behind and has to kill bind, and yeah, like, you can just get rolled instantly. That round took just over a minute.
A lot better mid from Pint, this time getting so much space, sort of evening out, but they're still doing the dance around where you are in your opponent's choke. Highlander jumping in, big rockets will get Virtue with final rocket in the clip. Now, Pint getting a lot of kills in return. Their medic has been took down. Natty Newt and Gonner versus the world. Just make it Natty Newt. He's played Prem before on a different class. Can he bring some Prem? Can he solidify this mid? No. All he'll get is death, and Pint win a mid a lot more convincingly.
Yeah, oh, big bomb coming in. He's going to try and catch everyone off Gandalf Vanu. I respect the attempt trying to block there, but there's going to be another long spawner, and with even Ubers, this might actually be with two players down that Pint can potentially get some space for free. Spiral looking to take
Fanuta gets even?
What?
Where did that come from?
I am such a bad observer. I was not even looking at that. I was looking at Spiral just poking through choke. I was looking on mid, seeing what people were doing, getting set up, and I did not even notice that Frutic had just gone for a mega play all the way in behind, solidifying this massive Uber advantage now of 70%, and Pint really have the potential to make this 3-3 very, very quickly. You've got spawners coming through, 80% Uber, everything's set up for them. They just need to convert this full Uber ad last push. They've converted them all so far.
Is anyone going to fall for the gunner trap again, though? We've seen a demo going down, and look how much time this is making. Soki peeking round the door. They are actually going to get in. Last time, managing to successfully push without a demo man. This time, with a demo man, surely it's a given. Gunner a little bit stuck. Will manage to get, won't get into the spawn door. But Highlander getting the demo, getting Andy. That's two of the big carries down. It's just Rochester and Birchie versus the world at the moment. Disaster for Pint. You would have thought this was a given. But no. Tank successfully holding on to their last.
Yeah, that was a real mess of a push. They come in through 4, and they just tunnel the gun, and they all just get caught on the low ground by the ramp to the right of the point. And there's so much spam coming across. Yes, they get onto the demo, but the soldiers are just there, and the Lander and Vanu just do mega damage onto the rest of the combo. And yet, that, like, I don't know, it's one of those things in series like this that I believe if Pint go out, this is one they're going to remember, this last push, and they're going to think we really could have done it in this scenario. Like, this was the golden gift of an opportunity. Fnatic going in, getting that pick on the medic beforehand, like, it was all perfect. It was set up for the 3-3 to equalise it with like 5-6 minutes in the clock, but now they're going to have to battle back from a round down from their own second. Going to have to go for crazy plays because they're still at disadvantage as well, and actually might be in even more trouble going 4-2 down as well, as they might be getting pinned back all the way to their last. We've got a backup attempt coming in from Fnatic and Andy, but Fnatic taken down by Natty New. Andy's now got the entire army of the tank side, all the tank columns rolling back onto the midpoint, dealing with that backup threat. But yeah, 2 picks for a demo, not worth it at all, especially not when Philly has Uber charge.
Not the worst disadvantage, especially with Soki killing down Lander at the moment. But yeah, this is really time to go from Pint, time to go forwards, time to play that advantage. You really need to start moving now, you really need to start getting position. And at the moment, flank
from Natty!
Behind Birchie so low, will go for the force, but they clean up on the demo, looking to get the return onto Gunner, but no, they get nothing. They even lose Andy. That's one of their main players down, one of the players doing the best in this series, and now they have to run to last.
Yeah, that's a great play coming through there from the combo of tank, Philly and Natty, and the rest of the crew there coming in from sewers, just catching the perfect timing as the pressure was coming through choke. They're flying behind through sewer, almost get the drop on Birch. That was like literally 10 HP. That was a slightly better place, like a couple of millimeters to the side, and that scattergun shot away from getting a drop on Birch, because Birch was not expecting that at all. And now, yeah, pin back to last. What can you do, right? There's 4 minutes left on the clock, and your medic gets the drop. What? That's what you can do, I guess. The Spider's hiding out beside the point, comes in, and this might be the lifeline that Pint need, right? Getting a drop on last, what better could they have hoped for with this spy play? So now we're going to see, is this their doorway back in? Down to 3.5 minutes left, and they've got a full advantage. They've got Vanu in the edge, in the little wall bug above 2 to deal with, but Pint could be going for a bit of a last hurrah.
You have to find all of the players now. You have to be perfect. You miss out on one player like this, and you lose everybody. Birchie keeping the Uber alive. 2 players down from tank at the moment, but Natty Newt getting the drop onto Birchie. Pint at the moment walking back, but they really need to move forwards. They really need to gain ground. Andy Dude going for the flank of a lifetime, actually getting behind us. Demo.
Natty's still alive. Okay.
Will finally get took down. Andy still trying to make an amazing play, landing big damage onto the medic, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah, it's so over there from Pint, right? Because they're obviously stacking because big force from Russia though. Okay. Still maybe the game's on. Still,
there is
potentially
definitely
happening.
a chance, especially with most of tank being still on mid. It just depends.
I won't bother doing any analysis because this game has still got like 2 minutes left and a bit of an advantage for Birchie. It's not the biggest in the world, but getting a pick onto Lander, getting their spawners coming through as well, and gonna waddle it onto mid. Take some space. Black Force all the way out into the sewers. Natty Newt though coming in, getting a kill into Fnatic, and that's gonna even the score. 20 seconds respawn on Fnatic. Not nice at all. For Fnatic to stomach as Lander's spawning back in as well, and yeah. Uber advantage probably not going to do too much. They might be going quick, but Philly might be getting in time. This is.
They're going for the IT push. It's really good when it works. 2 soldiers in very deep. Demo Man goes down again, but for 2 soldiers. Uber coming out at the moment from Eden. He's milking it so much. There's a bit of lag in the server. But Birchie and Soki both went down, and we have a pause.
Yeah, my game crashed. At that point.
Oh, game has unpaused. You've got the video ninja there if you really need it. But this is do or die moments for Newtek. Going down, 2 down. And most of Pint hiding. Andy Do went for the back cap there. Not quite getting it though. And it really seems like Pint are clutching at straws. 1 minute to go. Rochester getting the kill onto Lander. But this is still pushing with slight disadvantage, and they really need to start moving. Soki getting a lot of damage, but it's Demo Man going down. Both demos actually managed to trade, and the fight, it's going the side of Pint. Demo Man down, medic down. Can Pint keep their medic alive? Soki absorbing all of the beam, but she's still alive. Soldier behind, fairly low though.
This could happen. This could actually happen. There's 19 seconds.
It's Gunner
on the
versus
clock.
the world.
My game is literally just reloaded now. The stick's all over the point. The push is coming through. Soki's going to try and cap it out. Soki's on it.
10 seconds.
Milliseconds on it. Uber charge comes out.
The scout's Ubered though. They need to un-Uber the scout. They get it!
3 seconds on the clock. And they come through. What a last push coming in. My game reloads at the perfect time. I thought the Uber charge was going to block it. The players were in. The bomb comes through and it's a mega couple of rockets onto the combo. What a play.
They push them off point. Pint just managing to take us to Golden Cap.
What is this? That is insane. This has been such a ridiculous series. Top seed versus 4th seed, and Pint are really, really showing their worth. They're showing they're good for it coming in, and damn, 3 seconds on the clock. That's probably the closest clutch cap I think I've ever seen. That is honestly insane. Because I was like, while I was booting in my game, I was like completely black screen. I could just hear what you were saying, and I saw a little bit, and it looked dire when I left at like 1 minute 30 when my game crashed. And then I hear you saying like it's looking okay for Pint, and I'm sort of booting back in, and I'd like that's absolutely just that's madness. I'm like, how on earth could this be going well? And I come in and they're like, there's 20 seconds left, and they have an Uber run attempt coming into last. Wait, there's been the Smithmas update? What? Are you kidding me? There's been a TF2 update mid-series? Because that would be hilarious if that's true. Is that actually... Don't tell me I've been baited by Twitch chat. Come on. I'm going to close my game and just see.
Please do.
If this has happened, this is absolutely... Imagine if it kills, like, casting essentials. Like, imagine.
Well, it's fine for me at the moment, and I'm really not going to risk leaving the server.
There's an update. There's a TF2 update. And literally, we get, like, an update a year at this point. Like, what is this? Everyone in chat, there's a TF2 update. It's finally... The day is here. I don't know what they've added, but just hope they haven't broken casting essentials.
I'm checking.
Oh my god, this is honestly the craziest series I've seen in so long. And there's still Golden Cap. The thing is, right, for Pint, right, is they still have to win Golden Cap or it's for nothing. I'm just gonna... Yeah, you see, it's just Smithmas. The summer update killed casting essentials. Just to make it clear, right? There's a... I fear. Whenever I see updates happen, I just fear, okay?
Okay,
It's,
everyone is
potentially,
just reloading their games from the look of it.
Great stuff. But yeah, like, that's what I was saying. Like, from...
We will now get a winter CPU process recording.
That's a great idea. We should do that. But yeah, that's the point. Basically, so Pint obviously clutch up, like, buzzer beater finish, basically, to send it to Golden Cap. But the thing is, you do have to win the Golden Cap as well. You've got, like, anyone who follows Rocket League remembers the that shot, the Justin goal. You know, this is Rocket League. You know, comes off the ceiling level aerial, like puts it top bins at 0 seconds in the grand final, game 7, and then they lost the overtime in like 20 seconds. So they want to not have that happen because that really just killed the vibe a little bit.
Okay, here is the thing. They have gone to a new server.
They've gone to a new server.
They have gone to a new server, and it's one of the servers that's been updated. So there is a strong chance that Casting Essentials just dies live on cast.
That would be very exciting. Imagine the scenes.
Like, this has now reached more stakes than just a playoff game for Div 2, an exceptional playoff game for Div 2, I will say, but we have Prem this weekend, don't we?
Yeah.
We have Prem, and there is a chance that Casting Essentials breaks, and someone now has to fix Casting Essentials in 24 hours before new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like.
That's going to be fun, isn't it?
To be fair, last time that's what happened, right? It was like the day before. It was like a Wednesday or something when the summer update came out, or like, and we were casting Prem on the Thursday, and like, I think it was like Dum Tum had basically like realized on like the Wednesday night that like the casting essentials were broken, and like he'd played around with it and asked around or whatever, and there was basically like, a couple of like weird commands you could put in to like get around it. So it did work. It was usable, and then like the actual update came like a week later. But I don't know. There's that many people who like sort of know like weird bits of knowledge and are very committed to having TF2 be a castable game that I trust that if there are problems, at least workarounds will be found.
Hopefully. I can't see anything from the update page that would break TF2.
Yeah, the summer update like didn't have anything there, right? It was just maps and like a game mode and stuff. Like that shouldn't make the game crash when you like have projectile like outlines on or whatever. Like whatever the thing was that crashed the game on the summer update.
Okay, now the question is, are things happening at the moment?
Well, nothing's happening in the server for me. Like
Oh, have you updated?
I've updated and I'm on the new server and there's nothing.
Okay. As in no players?
There's one gamer who is currently just frozen in position.
I am downloading as quick as I can, but
Man's got carrier pigeon internet.
you say that, but I've got fairly decent internet, and I know some gamers may not. Is the thing, which is probably a while.
I see. Right. I'm actually in the game. Okay, let's just I want to see if my config works. Oh god.
Please don't. Okay. I think this update has just changed all of my settings.
Yeah, when I exit demo names, the game crashes.
Okay. Good signs. Good signs. Okay, I'm opening my TF2 in the wrong place.
People in chat, there's been an update. Right, Tank won map 1, 2-1. Tank were then 3-2 up with seconds left on map 2. It's then Pint equalised to 3-3. So we're going to do Golden Cap. However, in the time between the game on process finishing and Golden Cap starting, there's been a TF2 update. So everyone's changing server, getting the new update, and trying to get set up. We're trying to fix our casting configs because I think they've been broken by the update. Because whenever I do my demo names exec, it literally just crashes me. Like, everything just freezes. So yeah, it's been a. We'll let if things are happening, you'll know. But nothing's happened just yet.
Okay, I am in game. There are players in the game. The players are shooting. So we have actual good signs that things haven't exploded yet.
My problem is it's the weapons and the like Uber bars and stuff are all dead for me. And also I can't do demo names.
Okay. That's on your end.
Can you do demo names?
Yeah, but everything's fine for me.
Demo names actually crashes my game. Right, I'm gonna relaunch, change my config a little bit, and dream. Otherwise, I'll just cast without demo names and just hope that I remember what everyone's called.
Okay, so from the way I have some intel from just reading chat that Hugo isn't playing because he's scared of getting casted and not doing well.
Oh, he fears.
Yes, I have heard. Which is
Damn.
by reading what Hugo put and completely ignoring anything that he said and just coming to my own conclusions.
Yeah, that's exactly how we do these things. I can't believe Hugo fears getting casted. Outrageous. Okay, I'm gonna try booting in again, and hopefully my demo names doesn't crash the game.
But
Damn, this is honestly like this is a bit of a put down, right? Because the end of that game is one of the most hyped things I've ever seen, and I only saw the last minute of it because, like, you know.
I will throw it to in-game at the moment so we know what is actually happening. Obviously, no node today. As you might have seen from certain things in Discord. Currently doing some stuff for LAN, for Poland.tf, which is the reason why certain things are missing from our stream, because I am just working on other versions of those, and I don't really want to mess around too much with them, especially when they are massive messes of different libraries and stuff. But hopefully that should all be good. Hopefully I do a good job with some of the content that is produced, and
hopefully the players produce good content as well. Like, you know, some big frags, like hype moments. You know, everyone in chat who's playing at Poland, make sure you're make sure you're all on your A game. Go for the big air shots. Don't wait while people land. Don't like splash them on the floor. Like, get them in the air shots. You know, looks better on the video afterwards.
Wait, Orlando is in the chat at the moment, just shit talking. Hugo.
Oh yeah, get him. Yeah, get each other. Yeah, go on, get him.
This is fully endorsable, apart from Lander's name, of course.
Yeah, that's a point. Can we? I think we need a timeout, Lander, for having an inappropriate word in their name.
No,
or if someone tries to talk to him in chat, it's gonna get auto-modded. Just realised. I dare somebody in chat to type the soldier from Tank who isn't Vanu's name.
I've got a couple.
I don't have mod view open, so I don't know if anyone's done it. But...
a couple of Mandem players actually watching, which good to see them. Hopefully they do pretty well tomorrow. Is it, or is it Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday this week is playoffs. I'm gonna miss playoff finals. I'm so annoyed. I wanted to watch them. I realised, like, because it's there's no people in on Sunday, I can like have like the stream on, like, just in like with sound only on earphones. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Because I'll There you go, Hugo. That's the way we say that gamer's name. We're only waiting for one, actually, right? Never mind, we're waiting for none. We've got Birchie in. Change team name to F4. Yeah, there we go. That's how you persuade the other team to ready up. That's the way.
Low discount 5k if throw offy. I've got some full-on trader mains at the moment. Birchie trying to afford some better internet from the looks of things. As we go live to the Golden Cap, Pint had such good momentum at the end of this series. Can they continue, or will they be disrupted by the power of Christmas?
Honestly, I think given how long it's taken to get this Golden Cap underway, I think this has got all the signs of, like, done in a minute. I don't know, I'm just getting those vibes. I don't want to sell it too short as, both sides actually deciding maybe that's not their goal so far, just playing kind of slowly.
Heavy to mid.
What? Okay. Never mind, I missed that bit. Manu deciding to go for all the funnies. And yeah, this is... what do you even do here if you're on the red side? They're sort of faking two soldier bombs across, gonna get a kill up on the height onto Black. Might be going into Lander as well. No, Lander wins out the fight, 40 HP left on Lander, but Spyro's gone down. And the Heavy waddles the way up onto the crates. Gonna be going for a play through IT. If this is what wins the series for Tank, this is absolutely beautiful. You've got Fat Scout currently ratting out in the top of IT. You've got the rest of the Tank side tapping up on the second point, and yeah, like they just had to leave. I guess if it's one of those things, if you don't see it coming and you're not prepared for it, like they're in trouble at the Pint Gaming side, and actually Varney wandering in, yeah, heavy pushing into last, maybe not ideal. So going to get rid of that straight away and potentially rethink the address. But
I full on respect it. No, because Pint have had some really nice soldier bombs, and the heavy just completely denies it, as well as the fact that Pint not the fastest team to mid, which if they were, heavy would be completely mitigated, but because they're so slow, that means that the rest of the team can get the pressure, allow the heavy some time to get there. So really nice thinking from Tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like again, just getting rid of their heavy now. There's no harm, no foul. Right, your son got Varney back on soldier again, getting ready for some sacks, and had a quick little off-class check on Spy, but not going to commit anything. Not going to go for anything silly. Actually, sitting on Spy for quite a while. I wondered for a moment if Soki, who was doing the off-class check, he might have thought that maybe there was a Spy out of spawn, but not to be.
Like walking in here, catching out Rochester very nicely.
Yeah, one scout down is certainly going to buy a bit of space potentially for. Excuse me, one soldier down is going to buy some space. One more door that's not getting perma-rocketed, but getting perma-stickied is Varnu getting taken down on the way in.
They get Lander as well. Big picks actually for the side of Pint, and that's 2 down. Surely they have to back out.
Yeah, Gonner was weak as well. Gonner's lucky to get out with a life as well, out in lobby. And Pint want to fight this. They're walking out, at least maybe not in, but they're pressuring up. Nutik's taken lobby. They had a bit of a peek through 1 and 2, but the spawners are coming in. There's no more space. And yeah, they had their try. Nobody overstepped over on the Tank side, and they're back to just sitting it down and lost the gun actually. So actually, Tank.
Oh, the drop!
Oh, huge, Mandy.
Andy forcing Soki off sniper, says it's my turn, and he delivers. Now they need to deal with the 2 soldiers. There's one, and Lander trying to do something. Will get onto Rochester, whatever his name. Rochester. It's bloody Manchester coming out here. And Pint taking the second point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, last time we were in a silly position like this, where there was a weird sort of force and dropping stuff on last, we had that big play from Natty Nuke peeking through sewers on sniper, but not going to be able to get it this time as had to back out. And I guess there's no need to sort of play passive right here on the Tank side. It's even Ubers. I know Philly dropped, but Birch used fairly late into that fight, and Philly's been building diligently over on mid in the meantime. So yeah, like just going to chill it out. Both teams about another 10-15 seconds away from Uber. Yeah, we'll settle it down as we're a third of the way through this golden cap almost, and in Tank with the better of the players, but so far only off bringing their own tank into the game in the form of Varnu on mid. But like apart from that, like not been going particularly their way.
Now let's see what either team does. Are they just going to go for defaults, go for the normal single soldier sack and then retort? Are they going to try and play out of sewers, maybe get a sniper in there, or go for something quick in IT? Really depends. At the moment getting quite a bit of position, but they get the drop.
Yeah, there's just walks and sticks. There was no one taking the trap there, and yeah, straight in. Gonna walk so far, and just Spyro didn't get, and yeah, but they thought it was safe. Walked straight in onto the
Highlander's in. Goes for the air shot. Virtue respects that. Even though it doesn't hit, you kind of have to pop to those, or at least try and get a really good surf if you're Div 1 or Prem.
There's no speed on the surf. Right? Yeah. That's the thing is, I don't think Birch was that aware of it coming in, so he acted late. Didn't quite get the airtime he'd maybe have hoped for, but and lateral movement. But yeah, good effort and really nice salvage there from Lander. Coming in, it was a really rough sniper, dropping on bed and then any second. Like they are going to concede their own second. However,
that could have been
so,
around.
So much worse.
Definitely.
Look at the Ubers. Look at the Ubers.
Yeah.
If Birchie knows the timings for this and like is aware of like how the building's been going, like there's a chance that they could potentially maybe not. I'm guessing given the fact they're not building properly, I'm assuming they don't. But they did have a decent ad of like 30 or 40% at the moment.
Yeah. I think Birchie not quite building as well as Eden has, although probably a lot better survivalist abilities. Tank have got their full setup. They've got the sentry in a place you wouldn't normally have it. Normally you see it sort of left-hand side of the point, but they're going for a more right-handed play.
Yeah, it's, I guess it's better for watching 2, but can he still be spammed from 2 without being shot at? I'm not quite sure. I've not quite done my geometry class for different gun positions on last point of process, but either way, the advantage has dwindled completely as Philly and Birchie both sat on their Uber chargers, but Newtek going to maybe look to make that not the case, but no, gets
no
absolutely
chance.
Nothing, straight into the gun. I guess that's one of the benefits of having a gun on the right side, right? If anyone tries to do anything through 3, they just get instantly mulched.
Vanu trying to make a play, spots Virtue, but the drop comes in from Black.
Yeah, the damage comes in, it's enough to just mean that the body shot is enough. Black coming through and hasn't had a great deal of impact so far in this golden cap, but that's impact, if anything. Getting another drop, is that the 3rd or 4th drop that's occurred in this golden cap? I'm not entirely sure.
I wonder where Fnatic is.
Yeah, Fnatic 2 attempts at getting into the edge bug, and the second one was more of just to fly up high and
he's
try
a
and land on
bit
someone.
of a gremlin for edge bugs.
Yeah, gets out alive as well. So going to be not too unhappy about that outcome, as it's currently 6v6, everyone's up on both sides, but each side of Tank able to walk their way in for free, knowing that Uber charge can be popped off at any moment. No one else decides to stack in over on Pint's side as the rest of the team retreats. Rush going to maybe go for something though, besides against it, backing out, and might be getting mid for free as well over on Tank. Rush is weak, getting chased out, everyone in the combo barged out through choke, and yeah, 2 points for free off an Uber advantage, not bad at all over on Tank's side.
For Pint, you kind of take it though. You are about 90%. Obviously, you have lost the ability to be first to make plays now, but apart from that, you're on second. You've been fairly decent. Sack comes in from Black, can't quite get anything. And now we wait for Pint to see what they want to do in this situation.
I have a call. I think Black's going to go sniper. Black's just dropped the med on sniper once, and process second is a point where you can really, like, if you're feeling it on the sniper, you can do all sorts of things. No, comes up on scout, okay, respectable. But I don't know. I was thinking maybe there was a world where they bring up a sniper, try and get a peek through sewers, through choke, something like that, just stir things up slightly. But
Soki goes down though.
Yeah, they're happy, and yeah, like getting a pick onto Soki is definitely big news. It means
Vanu goes for the bomb, gets behind.
Landers in.
Can't quite get anything, and that's 2 picks for the price of 1. And
yeah, and Soki's coming up as well.
Yeah. Pint could just walk this, maybe go for a double sack if they're really feeling not that confident. Soldier jumps in and there's a drop! They do exactly as I say, go for the double soldier play. And they get Eden from it. No Uber for you, sir.
That was such a weird bomb, right? Because Fnatic's waddling in through IT, right? And there's Black sat on top of the crate. And always the idea of that is, like, if a soldier jumps high, you can just scatter them out of the air, right? But he jumps through and, like, I think intentionally bangs his head on the roof of IT, so he gets, like, no height but a ton of speed in his bomb, slams himself down onto the ground and gets, like, a perfect melee range rocket onto Philly. Like a full 100 and whatever damage rocket. And, yeah, that's I think, is that Philly's 3rd drop of this this golden cap. There was the sticky trap drop, there was that one, and there was the one earlier on from Andy and Sniper. So not been a great one for many, because only Birchie's dropped as well. So both sides going in for the big plays when it matters. Birchie almost goes to dropping as well himself, using on 25 health all the way back as the soldiers jump in. And oh my, it's scary times. Getting out as well as everyone except Lander. But yeah, nice force coming through. Big news over on Tank, as they're now able to get their spawner in. There's going to be a back spawn, but they don't particularly care. And with about 70% advantage, they'll be wanting to waddle in for free on mid like they have previously.
Pint really wanted to keep that Uber, and they were just getting spammed so hard. And yeah, bomb from Lander in, very nice bomb. It looks like things have slightly reset. But Pint giving this point up for free here. Looks like they might have to give up second as well, positioning fairly far back, as they're going to have to walk into this space. Lander jumping in will get denied, but it's a trade for Fnatic. They're actually trying to fight this. Uber forced out. Demo's been dropped as well. Rochester trying to get something. I promise I will pronounce his name at some point, but the Uber is so much better for
Soki's
Pint.
massive. Soki and
Eden
Spyro
going
got
down.
absolutely massive. Vanu's trying to salvage.
Air shot out of the sky by the demo. Like,
Honestly,
trying
Spyro
to do
has
something.
Spyro has had such an amazing last, like, 20 seconds of play. Like, what a god. And we saw on the other side, Gotta getting dropped out in that Uber, but they walked in. I'm not sure if maybe Tank thought they had more advantage than they did. But yeah, they're sort of waddling in, taking so much spam on the low ground coming out of sewer, and yeah, dropping a dome man never going to be a great start. And now they're really up against the 8-ball. They sent Lander in as a speculative sack, but this is still 35% ad. Like, there's a chance here that Pint could just, if they build hard, they could just go for it.
85%. One player down. No, well, Sentry on level 2 already. They need to be careful of this sniper, but Uber coming in. It's a little bit messy, but Gun finally going down. Stickies are on point. A lot of time on point, but at the moment, Hicks going to Tank, but it's the other way round. They have so much time on point. Tank losing the golden cap. Correct me if I'm wrong, but first map they've lost all season?
Second map. They lost one map previously in week 7 against Blinky, which was actually on products, I believe. They actually 5-0'd them. Oh no, go woke or go below. That was it. They lost product 3-2 to them. But no, that's honestly insane, right? Because on that last push, I'm just thinking, I see essentially on the push. So Pint come in, get the gun, and they essentially sack 2 players for cap time, which, like, is risky. Obviously, like, they got a lot of cap time for it, but honestly, like, that was really, like, they had to make it work. And Tank, it's the thing of they had to keep someone on point, but they're eating so much spam. I think one of them just thought, oh, I'll just step back a little bit, maybe get an arrow or something, I'll get a bit of beam and get healed up slightly more. And Spyro, the demo, just thinks, you know what, the point's worth more than my life, flies onto it, gets that last millisecond of a cap, and yeah, able to get it through. And this series has been a wild ride.
It really has been. And I can see a lot of people talking about it in chat at the moment. I'm not sure how much meme or how much truthful, but you've had a fairly convincing first map. Second map going your way, and then they come back. And then Golden Cap sort of here and there, but then several sort of failures on your team, like mistakes that you really probably shouldn't be making at this level. And it allows Pint back into this game. The 4th seed really should have been over in 2 maps. Is your mental destroyed at this point? You've got players that maybe could be known to tilt from certain things in Twitch. No direct accusations. I'm just saying with all of the information I have. What's going on if you're in the Tank Discord or Mumble or TeamSpeech or group Skype call now, do you think, Ben?
I don't know, it's super weird, right? Because, like, they have, honestly, like, even in this map, I think they've been the better team. Like, just on the general passage of play, the general sort of protocols getting made to be getting in places for free, taking space, that kind of thing. It's all been great. It's just that, I don't know, there's been certain moments of when the game's got a bit more chaotic, it just feels like Pint have just been on it. They've just been a really well-oiled machine. Like, this is a team that's obviously played like multiple seasons together now. They sort of all know exactly how each other play perfectly, and they're all just so aware of. And when the chaos erupts, they're all coordinating so well, just on the fly. And yeah, I think it's. I think for them, there's a lot of positives to bring back from Tank. Like, we saw their mids in particular on the first map were great, and they're going on to Sultry now, which is like another. I guess it's not quite as scout heavy a map as Process, but their soldiers look great on Sunshine, and I think their the rest of their scouts, I think Natty New had a great performance as well. They can look back on that Sunshine map and think, you know what, we've still got this. We can still, like, dominate them on the mids. Just play a slow, sensible game of TF2, and there's no panic.
Yeah, a bit of a interesting match. Sultry first season it's been in. I'd say very sort of similar to Process in ways of Second points, some similarities in how you play it in mid fights, possibly. But I really
there's a
could
lot
see this
more
going either way.
There's a lot more like bomb opportunities to the right and Sultry and stuff. And there's a lot more on the flanks. It's a lot more enclosed. You can get those big splash rockets coming off. And one thing I've been I don't know, some form of the meta. One thing that I think we are going to see is like, you know, so when you on like a lot of maps, it's sort of traditionally it's your soldiers going for the sacks and your players and stuff into second. But I think one thing which Sultry has, there is probably another map which I'm just missing in my brain, but like it's often the scouts that actually are able to get the big pick on a demo or a force on a medic or something, because you basically just send a scout all the way up frog, hide in there, send loads of fake bombs over, and then the scout just runs through when no one's looking. And like it's sort of a map where that's kind of like a weird dynamic that often can change games. Like it's happened multiple times in Prem this season and in some lower divisions as well. Like it's something that people really like to go for. It's like a stock play, and there's not like, I guess the counter is you just pressure harder towards frog, but then there's always, again, like on something like a gully rush, for example, there's a chance they just go to the side and start taking lobby control, and you can get in some real nasty scenarios. But yeah, there's loads of ways you can play this. Honestly, like I know people are reluctant to play new maps, and there's always sort of weirdness around it and stuff, and people being annoyed and all that kind of thing. But like, I think Sultry, from what I can tell, has produced some really great games this season, at least I've casted. So I think of any map that I think out of the current pool of like what map would I want the series to end on, like maybe not top of the list, but it's definitely not bottom either. Sultry.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it too. It's sort of, in my opinion, like an anti Metalworks, in terms of Metalworks is fairly difficult to rotate, whereas this map, you've got things like cheese that's really easy to sort of go behind and skip out second completely. So I'm enjoying playing it. I was slightly skeptical playing it at first, especially spending most of my season playing as medic. You've just thinking, oh no, I can get bombed in 6 different directions at every point in the map, but it's been good fun for the weeks that we've had on it, and I enjoy playing more of it, especially in mixes or in actual games where I'm not stuck as a beam leash boy.
Yeah, I think of like, obviously there was Clear Cut didn't make it into the season despite being sort of touted coming in, and that sort of was killed at the word go. And I know Entropy's had like sort of a hit and miss. Some people, I don't know, I'm not actually sure. I say some people like it, but I genuinely don't think I know of anyone that's been like, oh wow, I love Entropy. Like, I think it's more people, I don't know, people don't understand it, but there's also like, there's certain problems with it, like blast holes just haven't really been solved. There's other various like things that people just don't like about it. But Sultry, I think this has a good chance of being in like the later, longer life of TF2. Like looking forward, like after this season, obviously first time in this league, it's been played all around the world, and we can sort of see why, and we can see why everyone else enjoys it. And yeah, I'm talking all this could be a garbage game, like for all I'm saying. Like this could be awful. It could be grinding out with 5-round resets and stuff. But I somehow don't see it being that way. I think we'll have some more electric action on our way as we get through to the final start of map number 3. It's 23-10. Currently, time-wise, that is not scoreline. In Europe right now, so this is a very late starter, and a late finisher as well. But mid-fight number 1 on the way, and Philly and Gunnar taking a fair bit of spam from rockets early on, and Black is going to try and turn that back the other way as distracting Pavano and Lander, who both jump in. Birch taking so much damage in the corner, but he's withstanding it all until that final roller. Oh, I thought he was getting out alive, but Gunnar getting too late on into the fight and taken down as well. Just 2 scouts and the medic. Can they get out alive? Soki taking the fight over towards Choke. A little bit too much to ask, and big win coming through for Tank, keeping their medic alive, and Black and Natty little scout chariot taxiing medic of Philly around, and this is going to be a big advantage and a big win to start off this map from Tank.
Yeah, that's definitely how you want to do it as Tank, really showing Pint who's boss. They're managing to get down that medic, and then by the time that the counter bombs come in, you've got 2 scouts, make your medic go fast and shoot the boys in the sky. And it's pretty hard to play soldier versus 1 scout when you're trying to bomb a medic, but against 2 scouts it's damn near impossible. And now Pint doing a little bit of last defending. We've got Andy on the sniper, we've got Soki on the engineer. Let's see what Tank want to do with it.
Yeah, I guess one thing that helped out is I think, I wasn't sure if there was some like capped out or never mind, there's bombs coming in, Vanu landing in, lots of attempts coming through, but yeah, the fake comes through from Lander, not going to get anything on the on the real bomb from Vanu, maybe an opportunity to run off class or something, but it was a worthy attempt. But yeah, back to my point, I think, did Pint get like a bit of cap time or something on mid at the start, because I know that it took, I don't know if the space they got on mid meant that on the other side, Tank couldn't cap mid that quickly. So by the time they got through to last, like Birchie was on like 90% sort of time. So it was just out of the realms of possibility for an instant push. And it took just like small margins where another 20% Uber, maybe we're looking at Tank just bursting in and trying to make the advantage work.
It's interesting that Ubers have caught up and we're just in this stalemate situation again. Birchie in a bit of an interesting position. Normally I would sort of play near the dispenser as a medic. However, Birchie sitting all the way back, ready to walk into spawn, I guess.
Yeah, it's a nice little safe corner. And the gun is taken down as pressure comes through. Lander just getting out from the dungeon. Yeah, gun's going to have to be getting rebuilt, which I guess buys some time if you want to go for something quick while the gun's still at level 1, but he's got to get himself set up. But Andy again, we've seen this multiple times this series, landing the big headshot onto Philly. Big plays, and Andy has been a monster on this sniper, less so on the first map, but particularly on Process, has gone really big. Roach going to get a kill into Lander as well, 2 picks, including a med drop. Really nice work from the side of Pint, and this could be the cue card to get themselves out of last. It looks like lobby's been taken. Vanu going to be on this little bit of grassy high ground outside the shutter. Fnatic and Andy trying to deny the back cover attempt. Black looks like he's going to go in. Actually gets a kill into Fnatic. I think it was self-splash damage getting that one. As Russia trades out as well. So very scrappy on the push out, going 2 for 2, but there's no threat of a back gap as Lobby was held strongly. And yeah, still advantage as the remaining remnants of the combo decide to walk through.
Vanu getting picked off on the flank there. Andy having a really incredible series, to be honest. One of the best I've ever seen from him. And Pint slowly getting forward. I guess on this map you really need to be careful about back caps and flanks. So you would probably rather trade a 2 for 2 than go for a 6 for 6. Because you know there's so much increased chance of players hiding somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. There's all sorts of racky spots. I know we saw in that open game earlier this season where there's like a little spot in cheese, and there was that guy who like sat in there for like 2 whole minutes. I'm not saying that sitting in 2 whole minutes
going in here.
If 2 level gets thiefed one of the rockets, unfortunately for him. But yeah. They're the sort of bombs you can do. Fnatic wants to do an unboxing, apparently. Okay. Well, he's got only 4 more seconds to do it because there's pressure coming through, and actually, nope, all the way back out. Filling the chat with his.
I found some paint. Very nice.
Great stuff. Australian gold. Will they be coming home with the gold medal this season, or will they be going out in the 5th to 8th, or maybe somewhere in between? Have to wait.
That was terrible.
That was a shocker.
Boo.
That was a shocker. But I want to point out the one thing, right? So obviously, before we were like really cold Frost Hazard, there was the Frost Hazard Cup, which was a tournament for like teams in like open and like up to like the middle of low, which we ran in like January of this year. And Andy and Fnatic played in that tournament. Like, back in this January, and now they're like contesting against like arguably one of the best teams in Div 2, and it's gone to 3rd map, and now they're the ones pressing in as Fnatic jumping in, gets 1 rocket onto Philly, goes to the second, cannot land it. Nice attempt. Good distraction again coming through there from She's, getting so much space for Fnatic. That top door from Frog is a nightmare to deal with if you're on the defending side. Someone's going to be looking towards that way all the time, but that's going to be
Tank
so long.
Starting to walk in from 1 soldier pick, the spam really being enough to get most of Pint low. But Pint trying to stay back here. It's almost mid-fight 2.0. Players getting forced away. Uber's being traded right now, but Gunner going down as first victim. Uber fading on the side of Pint. Tank getting a better Uber, but what can they get from it? At the moment, it's nothing. One soldier down, 2. They get the demo, but absolute devastation for Tank at the moment as the scouts just run forwards, being slightly disconnected.
Yeah, 2 scouts and a medic, meaning they're going to have to get all the way out. There's no hope in hell of them holding on to the second point. And yeah, it's good that the Nasty and Black stayed alive there, because otherwise Billy could have been in dire trouble. They both realised the dangers, get themselves out, and yeah, Pint, they could have maybe chased harder, but it's so risky when they hit 2 scouts. They can't exactly do a great deal. Nice shot. Was that a headshot? Lose it there from Nasty. That was massive if it was. Landing big damage on the jumping soldier. Going to deny any early pressure in before the gun is built. But, yeah, Lobby is firmly now in the hole of Tank. They're backed out again.
It's a particularly difficult point, like most points are, to push out of. So you really, if you're 1 soldier down, there's no way that Tank pushes off, especially third map of a series like this. No way you push out.
But Fnutek is up on the security camera.
He is. Will Natty Newt activate the aimbot to kill the spy? Not today.
Is this default Inviswatch as well? This is default Inviswatch. Gonna have to be very careful. Gonna have to. No, he's okay. He's not. Okay, just my hood's being weird. He's not on default Inviswatch.
He's on the. No, he is. I think he might. Yeah, at the moment. I
swear he was gaining cloak while he was stood still. I don't know.
Going on a little bit of a quest to find all of the ammo boxes that he can. Yeah, he is on Inviswatch. It literally says it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was being lied to on my hood. So that's
Wait, walks in, spots Mr. Newt, spots Eden's loving back.
Oh, that's a good spot to decloak.
I believe he has been seen. Caster Cursed is real, and he will be dispatched with.
Yep, absolutely. Dealt with very easily. Not going to be any threat at all. But that's just burnt a minute off the clock, right? We're at 4 minutes with Fnutek went to the region. They're now down to 3, and the spy has achieved, I guess, exactly nothing, probably, apart from, I guess, being negative, given that we lost the pick. But Conch Bomb comes in. Conch Bomb straight onto the medic who drops. Barney putting it onto Birchie. The speed of the waddling construct soldier is just too much to handle. Walks in, gets those 2 big rockets onto Birch. The rest of the pressure clears Lobby. Billy's low as well. Roach is going to go in for the pick. Billy's forced out in Lobby. This is not what they were looking for at all. Roach are going to go into the last try and get a backcat snuck through.
Andy's
not going to manage it. Andy thinking about it.
Andy's just going on his holiday.
Oh, okay.
Takes Gunner with him.
Gets onto Gunner, but like, oh dear me, that was carnage. That was utter carnage. They get the med pick and then they say, right, we're just gonna not stabilize or anything. Just Tank goes straight into Lobby and yeah, the bombs come through and get that force out onto Philly. So that's a really nice salvage coming in over on the Pint side, meaning it's now even Ubers as they're able to start pressing their way in through Cheese, but losing a player early, not exactly on their game plan. But
Rochester gets 2
and stays alive. Coming back to try and deal with it, but in the meantime, the rest of the combo rolling in through Cheese. Black taken down as well. Natty and Varney both sat in Lobby. Varney could be playing spoiler potentially in a bit of an awkward 1v1 here. Never mind, it's a 2v1 as Andy Dude comes in and
they're so slow though. They don't even have second captain. This advantage for players is not going to result in the instant round that I thought it was going to be.
There's still 12 seconds respawn in the demo though, right? So
there is.
Gunner's going to be just about getting up by the time this push comes in. If they go quick, Lander playing so close, going the wrong side, the push comes in straight through the dungeon. Spyro tracking out towards the spawn, bombs coming towards the point. Time coming through slowly. Roach is going to get a couple of kills and the damage is in. Pint Gaming, I think only not many times this series they're taking the lead. And 1-0 as we played 11 minutes, plenty of time back in, but Tank really got to find their footing as this would be a real shock if they were to go out in this game.
Spyro really having a difficult time getting onto the poot there. Actually had to need Birchie to give him a hand there. But Pint already up 1-0. The double soldier bomb coming in. Absolute devastation. Can Varmu get onto the medic? No. Spezro gets out his own melee weapon. And 3 players down for tank.
That was like
disaster.
That double bomb did like that double bomb I swear did like 1,000 damage. But like it was just spread over the entire 6 gamers over on the Pint side, so it only gets the 1 kill. And yeah, there's so many people like I know Soki and Nusik were both just sat there awkwardly on low HP just afterwards, like waiting for the med to arrow them, but the med had also had to run back to the pack. It was really, really awkward, but if you use so many players, eventually the gamers with more players alive are going to win. That's just the way it goes. And
Tank really fighting for this second. They're actually going to force the Uber out here. Got a bit of damage onto the side. And
Billy's getting caught.
Pint not having the greatest Uber, but will salvage onto even a 2 down versus 2, but it's the important classes and a couple soon to follow. Can you protect your demo? Can you protect your medic? Well, their demo's jumping in. Gunner will be denied completely.
And Soki up on a 6k. And an electric start to the second round of Sultry, and with big advantage as well. So remember, Birchie was alive that whole time. Philly got caught out after the Uber charges, got completely disconnected from everyone, just sat and accepted their fate on the low ground outside second point, and Cap's going to come through, and again, this is a really good chance at a round. There's plenty of advantage to work with, sitting at 40%, that's definitely enough to go in and work, but this time they don't have all the liberties that they had last time. There's a level 2 gun up, there's stickies all over the point. They're going to have to play this perhaps a little bit cleaner over on the Pint side. There's a lot more barriers there. We've even got the bombs and spam. This is something that I've been wanting to see for a long, long time, and we're seeing it finally now. Actually, Spyro's launched into the skybox on this bomb. The gun taken down eventually, but this is kind of awkward. The Uber faded, only got that 1 gun to see for it so far. Getting a kill to Varnu as well, though no point presence yet, as sticks seem to have been deaded, but Philly's going to be getting Uber soon. This is really not gone great at all for Pint.
Yeah, Spyro completely denied from that Uber, just getting launched straight up into the sky. For Nusek, goes in really nice sink onto the head of Gunner, and surely these picks here just end any of Tank's possibilities to push out. Andy Dude trying to go for something further. For Nutec, having a look, seeing everyone right side, thinks, am I going to go sack into the 3 players looking at me? But no, at the moment, Pint looking like they want to go for this, looking like they want...
that's huge. That's huge, Brain. That's absolutely huge win. Nutec waits for the friend to come in of Rochester. They both bomb at the same time. Fake round, get that force out onto Philly and get everyone else out alive. That is masterful play from Pint. Getting that force in, that's all they needed. Now they get a full advantage pushing, so long as they can hold on to the second point, which I'm sure they'll be able to do maybe. Oh no, they're not. They're backing out all the way.
90%.
Using in now. What comes in?
Andy Dude down. Spyro has to get this pick here, but doesn't get anything. Eden just surviving 26 HP. For Nutec will salvage onto the demo, but it's Birchie versus the world. Soldier in his face, but will survive.
This is what I get for like singing the praises of a team and their players.
Yeah.
Like this is what I get. I honestly thought that was it. Losing 1 player for a force, and the force gets absolutely nothing, and they just have to get back to second and just hold it, and they just crumbled under the pressure. It was a dry fight. I know they were still waiting for that last bit of Uber to build up, but
both scouts dead. It's really hard to win these fights if just a demo man. Especially the speed of medic can just jump away. But what it has brought is quite a bit of time. 15 minutes-ish left into this series. Pint still that 1 round ahead.
Well, Ubercharge popped in Birchie just about getting in time. It was potentially slightly scary over on the red defending side. Gun hasn't been dealt with either. This Ubercharge is just traded out. Birchie decides to use potentially a little bit prematurely, but not going to matter too much as neither side has Uber now. It's all about what this counter aggression can do. Lander and Varnu both taken very low. Lander taken down, and Black and Varnu going to have to retreat out onto the valley side as, yeah, not exactly the push they were looking for. Got the trade out, but that was about all that was accomplished. The gun taken down eventually, but like too little too late, and yeah, that's what happens when you using 6v6. these scenarios. Maybe they thought they had more ad than they did. I'm not entirely
Natty
sure.
gets
actually
Spyro though.
was. Spyro down in lobby. Okay, this is really something.
Yeah, he was stuck in a 1v1 with Natty, hits the first pipe, can't quite get any of the others.
Not going to be up in time for this Uber to come in as well, right? Maybe, or it's going to be close, right? He's going to be getting in another few seconds. Not going to be able to get, like, particularly into position. Going to have to have Med go back, get the crit kills up. Never mind. Comes in. There's no big play. Was that a double high bomb on the Valley side to spam down the gun? That's a pretty cool bit of tech. We've seen a couple of times before. It's with varying results. But yeah, it's that's the one risk of putting your gun up there in front of the point like that. It's not invulnerable. Those high soldiers that can spam rockets down, rain death from above.
Moment sniper versus sniper existing. Soki sees Eden peeking into the sightline. Can't quite get anything though.
Yeah, it's I think Pint obviously happy. Just there's been a bit of frantic play. There was always the chaos. They potentially maybe thought they should have got around early to the side. Like then they get rolled all the way back. I think sort of for them mentally, they're probably okay with just sort of sitting tight, just not pushing it too much, just sort of hanging out on the last tank. On the other hand, they're like they've got time to play with. They're not necessarily in a rush yet. 12 minutes left, plenty of time, and they're going for the gun again with this double jumping technology. But actually, in the setup, getting headshot down, so Soki has the counter to it, which is just play sniper. Counter to so many things in this game. As a well-played sniper headshot.
If you click on heads, everybody dead.
Yeah, there's not many problems that 450 points of instant damage isn't going to fix. And yeah, this is again just buying more time. Black decided to go up on sniper. We've seen had good impact earlier on. So a drop, I believe, on process with when the bombs were coming out, just ran in and got a big body shot out over onto Birchie in that golden cap. So going to be potentially looking to do this on the attacking side this time. Any space to work with over on Valley. There's a bit of space, but it's so dangerous, right? The soldiers can jump up onto that little plank of wood in front of Valley and damage. And yeah, you've only got a limited time. You can sit there in the choke.
Shaky aim, big stress, very wise words. Sentry gun going down again shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's see what tank can leverage with it. Vanu tries to put a little bit of pressure on Spyro. Can't quite get it.
Yeah, Spyro is playing a bit more passive now. We saw that one time where it's potentially dangerous, gets caught in lobby by Natty. And yeah, just decides to just knows the game a bit more now, knows up against and isn't going to get caught out again. As yeah, 1 minute left. What are you thinking now? If you're on tank, right? We're going for another trade like we have previously. Like what's going on? There's limited time on the clock.
So tank this series haven't had the best Ubers and Uber trades into last. So potential for going just a quadruple. What was that shot from Andy? The Frontier Justice crits just sniping the demo man. At the moment, not the end of the world from tank. Actually, several players still alive. Pint seeming to strongly hold this.
Yeah, they're absolutely getting this, and Natty is going to be just about getting out alive. There's always a worry if you wipe completely that second point gets capped up, and actually they're going to cap second.
Yeah, surely you want to.
Yeah, they want to cap second, they want to get capped up, but even Uber's right, it's like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer like stalemating out on second, or do you prefer another mid fight, right? Like we saw before that Pint is perfectly happy. They know time's in their side, they don't want the chaotic potentials of another mid fight. They're just like, we're just happy to just chill in second. There's less than 10 minutes in the clock now, and they're just going to leave the ball over on the tank side of the court and say, "Come at us, see what you're made of." And Vanu going to be trying into Frog, going to be getting it denied. But like we said before, there's so many bomb opportunities, so many like different sack plays you can go for into second. It's not exactly the most comfortable second to just sit on. Especially against such a valiant soldier duo as Vanu and Lander are proving themselves to be this series, as they decide to go in very aggressive. Vanu going to be taken down, but Lander going to be getting out. So that's only one lost, so not the end of the world at all. Just gonna buy more time over on Pint side. There's still 8 minutes 30. It's a long time left, but
You know what I really wouldn't mind from Tank? When they're either pushing into second or pushing into last. Highlander or not Highlander, King of the Hill style Sackwave. Like, this game is just playing purely around Ubers at this point. Like, player advantage really seems to mean absolutely nothing. We've seen Pint and Tank both play with significant player disadvantage and positioning and get nothing from it. Just sack as many as you can do onto Birchie, get him to either force or drop, and then worst thing that's going to happen is you lose 3 control points.
yeah. Or what can happen is you can pull up a sniper, which just locks everyone into an awful position behind the point. Get the kill onto Andy, get onto Spyro as well, and get second for free with getting even a late pick onto Rochester. So that works too, maybe. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Like these, like Sackwaves aren't just a King of the Hill thing at all. You can do them into last. You can do them into basically anything. I guess maybe don't do them if you're on your own last, but
For new tag, the fadeaway there.
oh, that was a funny shot. But
Very nice.
yeah, Vanu's gone down. Had a couple of nice shots there on Sniper. Just in that push into second, particularly that one to Andy that opened at the batting. See if he decides to stick with it. Yeah, sticking with the Sniper. So they're deciding to swap off one of their soldiers. At this point, Black and Natty both can be staying on scout, and I guess this makes it harder to stand down the gun. They can't do like the same thing where they jump up both on the valley side, but it does mean they get the use of some nice sight lines over from the valley. Peek in, maybe try and catch onto someone. They're going to catch a shot onto Flutek early on.
Can't quite finish him though.
Yeah, force a resup at least. That's buying them more space, but yeah, the danger's there.
Sentry gun and dispenser down. Ideally, you would want your soldiers in to sack for that, but choosing to go for the one soldier, I guess soldier sacks haven't really been working on their own. Sometimes 2-man sacks not being the most effective. But what's a scout going to do? You can't exactly send a scout to just run in and hope for the best. He's going to get obliterated the second he walks through a doorway.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Vanu's still just trying to find the right angle, but the time ticks down. Right, does this play into your head right? That would down to under 6 minutes.
Surely.
If this is a round reset. Like what do you change up? I guess you probably don't get nukes in Valley, right? Like, that's probably a good start. But what do you change up in Tank, right? Like in this situation.
It's not necessarily desperation, but you will have some plays that you're particularly gonna be thinking about time. You're gonna maybe think about more rash decisions. And Spy has a good potential to get a medic. Of course, you can't particularly Uber or heal teammates if you are dead. However, we do have Soki playing on the pyro.
He's so aware.
Oh no!
There we go. It's the worst thing.
It's a disaster.
Oh dear. I guess it was a quick death on Spy. I guess for Vanu's sake, it wasn't like some of those ones we saw before, like with Fnatic in particular, like running around and oh wait, what? Vanu coming up on heavy. Now this I love. Okay,
can we take a walk down hypothetical alley right now?
Yes.
Let's say Tank, they're not successful in this push, and round resets. Are we going to mid as Pint Gaming?
Well, I think they want to hold this point first if they can, because they're going to have a heavy coming in their way in the post fight, and they're actually losing a couple of players in it. We've got Spyro and Birchie in this Uber, and Fnatic taken down fairly low, heavy dealt with eventually. But yeah, like, if there is a round reset, yeah, no, you can probably sit on second or sit on last even, right? You can just turtle up. You're just going to be very, very careful. Maybe go in, send double soldiers.
So jumps in, can't quite guess it.
Oh, that was so close. Great movement from Birchie, able to dodge away from that last direct, and what a bomb from Lander, getting that first rocket perfectly, but not quite able to land that second direct. Birchie doesn't even have an Uber charge to force out, so
think about
isn't going to matter.
How BM it would be if you just tried to send a scout forward to cap second to reset the timer.
way. That would be rather funny. But yeah, pushing in through lower, Natty and Lander taking so much damage, not quite going to get out. Lander dying at the hand of Russia from the spam into dungeon. 48 seconds left on this cap. Varnu back up on heavy once again. Uber charges up for either side. Lander's still 7 seconds away from spawning in. Like, I don't want to say it's do or die, but like you said, this round reset could be like really, really painful for either of these sides. Spyro getting onto Varnu, the heavy as well. He was ratting out with the Thomas Lab, I believe, just behind that little corner on the choke. And one player down, you're losing your heavy. Like, this is not ideal at all. Natty even going into Soldier for this push because they know they have to be bombing in and spamming down this gun. Gun taken down eventually, but 17 seconds left, they've got to go.
They need to. Time running out. Lander dying is not a great start. Black getting splashed a bit as Ubers are traded. And post-fight looking better for Pint at the moment. Tank trying to seep towards the point, but it's too late.
Yep, there we go. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the on this game for Tank to save their season. They've got to win this out. They're 2 minutes 20. This has to be a big win on mid. We were asking before, do we think Pint are going to turn up to mid? It looks like they're not going to. They're going to sit on second. This is, I guess, the safer alternative, right, to sitting on last, division on last. You're 1 point closer. I guess if you're playing passive second, you can just sort of play for the time. Obviously, Tank instantly aware that there is no contesting at all happening on mid. Going to get in very, very deep themselves. Music and Rush are jumping around, trying to be distraction. Damage onto Varnu and onto Lander. Lander's taken down. Varnu might be getting chased down by Andy as well. Just about getting out alive, but that one pick is going to buy so much time for the defending side of Pint Gaming, and this is absolutely massive for them. The longer this timer ticks down, the more happy they are, and 1 minute 30 left. Lander's only just spawned in. It has to be so big.
Nearly took down about half of that time that they need to take down on this round. Tank need to do something, and Roch taking down Gunner. That's exactly how you want to start it. 2 players down for the side of Pint, but so much better of an Uber, but they can't really capitalize on it. Tank just running into the breeze at the moment. They're gonna try and refight this. Black in the middle of the whole Pint team, but gets cleaned out very quickly. Soki with the beam at the moment. Tank deciding they want none of it. Pint deciding to go back to last.
Yeah, it was all, honestly, like the 2 scouts there of Black and Natty did such a great job. They were just sort of on the medic. They were dancing around. Black ran in behind, created distraction. Honestly, they need pandemonium, and they got it. 30 seconds left on the clock. Even Uber Chargers pushing into last. We saw an almost similar scenario, a similar miracle come through from Pint last time, but this might be even harder to ask for. Tank, 20 seconds on the clock. Can they do it? They're getting set up, getting ready to walk in straight in through the valley. Lander jumping in straight into Centric with nothing to do.
Black already down.
By the gun. Reese comes in. They're on the point. 10 seconds left. It's Uber charging. It just stands on the point. There is no time to cap at all. The Uber Heavy's on the point. They're going to do it. Pint are going to do it. They're going to win it. The season is over for Tank. They win all but one of their games in regular season, but they are now out. What remarkable scenes this is. The 4th seed from Div 2A comes in and takes down the unbeatable in Tank. They penetrate the armor, they get the win, and what a ridiculous game this has been. Every game down to 1 round as well. This has been madness with a TF2 update in the middle to celebrate. Like, this is absolute chaos.
Well played to both teams. Apologies if an advert went that. I really need to remember to like schedule them between maps or something. But
dear me.
Well played to both teams. Incredible. But
this stream has been like 2.5 hours.
this has been.
We've done 1 series.
This has been a stream. Could you imagine we did the open game in the middle of it?
Yeah, this is honestly, like, I think of all the games we've ever casted on this channel, I think this has been like one of like the closest and like most hyped games. Not necessarily from like bias perspective or anything like, but genuinely 3-map series all the way down, Golden Cap on one of the maps, everything going down to the wire. We've had Drop Central, Plays Central, we've had real bits of back and forth. This has been a banger of a series. And I've got to say, the numbers have turned up for us, right? Like there's been a lot of people in the chat, lots of new faces. So it's been great seeing everyone. I know these are popular teams, so thank you everyone for coming in. But this has been a great game.
It's been amazing. Yeah, a bit of a show moment. I think we had Royal and Vlad at the start, throwing some subs our way. Vlad even gifting a sub to Les, as far as I remember. So massive thank you to anybody that decides to help the channel either financially or just by watching. And yeah, keep getting us to cast amazing games like this, because this was incredible. I've been doing several games of Prem this season. I know Ben has as well, and this has probably got to be the highlight out of all of the games we've done this season.
Yeah, like there's some of the crazy stuff. I don't know. I've never seen a game like that we've covered go like as close as that end of that process game. The point was capped out with 3 seconds on the clock to send it to golden cap, and like they didn't choke the golden cap afterwards. If they choke the golden cap, that gets forgotten, right? The game,
Definitely.
Tank win it, they're through. That's it, fine. But yeah, so Pint go through. I guess I'm just gonna pull up before we sign off. We're gonna have a look at the div currently. They're playing the winner of Happy Dogs and Naming Cyrillic that I am not aware of how to say it. They're that's the second seed from Div 2A and the third seed from Div 2B. So yeah, have they played? They have played. Happy Dogs won. Okay, Happy Dogs won. That result came in like literally 20 minutes ago.
Oh, understandable. We should be able to cover that, hopefully.
Yeah, we can try. We're are you around tomorrow?
Am I around tomorrow?
Or are you going out tomorrow?
I might be consuming alcohol.
Okay, that's fine. Because tomorrow, I believe I might be having a guest on. We were thinking of doing the low playoffs game. We've got Sway's Breeze versus Gun at 21:15. So that's a possibility. I think Ztok said he might be interested in coming along.
Ooh, interesting.
The ride on that one should be a good game. Two fairly evenly matched teams looking at the rosters in the top of low. But yeah, we're going to keep up to date with these playoffs. We're going to, obviously, there's plenty of TF2 happening at this time. We've got Prem playoffs coming up, Div 1 playoffs coming up. There's all these playoffs. There's also the Orland happening as well soon. But yeah, it's been crazy stuff. So thank you everyone for joining us on this horrendously long stream. My voice is going out. Like, let's just leave.
Yeah. Thank you everyone, and see you next time.